Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
Yeah, it's warm.
Yes, I love it.
Today.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Too
I
hot.
love it. Love it. Too hot. We're
In that
less than a
respect.
month away from mandatory minicamp.
I mean, that's what happens when you go to the Super Bowl, Fred, is that everything sort
Oh,
of
it gets short.
it gets shortened, so then it sort of sneaks
Right.
up on you, all these.
Gotcha. Tell me when you've won something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
with you.
I mean, they did win 11 games with, half a roster last year.
Okay. Great. Good for them.
I'd like to
tackles
know
this
how
time.
I'm supposed to feel after the Patriots win.
Great.
You guys just crapped all over the
Euphoric.
opponent, meaningless
It's
win.
hard to win in the NFL.
It's actually not
We
that
didn't say-
hard.
Those of us
It's
who
a
know
meaningless
football
win.
know
16 teams do it every
It's
week.
hard to win in the NFL.
It's not that hard.
Well, sometimes there's bias. I think Herbert's a great quarterback. I love watching him play.
Great.
I think he's really good.
Okay. That's not
Great.
great.
He just went from
I
great to
know.
really good.
Yeah, maybe great strong.
Really good.
I think he's
I
top.
think he's good.
I think he's top 10.
He's okay.
Oh, I know the Smurfs. There was one called Papa.
Yeah, he's got like the gray beard.
Oh.
Yeah, Evans got me all nervous. I didn't think that was all that controversial.
Yeah, I didn't know like it was some rapper that, killed somebody because he knows the raps.
He does. I told you that last week.
The raps.
His rap game is strong.
It's a weird question.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
100%.
I'll give up kissing as long as I don't have to give up what comes afterward.
That made me uncomfortable.
Me uncomfortable. And I'm almost never uncomfortable.
I'll keep the sauce and the sex. I just don't have to kiss.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium, and the gang is all here. Evan and Paul and Mike and Alex and Matt in the booth. So it's a big Thursday show. Full house. Full house.
Everybody back in the spots.
This
there.
feels
It's been a
right.
while.
This
It
just
feels weird to be
good.
back in the
Yeah,
normal
full
spot.
house with nothing to talk
I know.
about.
What are we talking about?
We got plenty to talk
Schedule,
about.
huh?
Well, we talked about that on
Okay,
Tuesday.
fair enough.
So, Mike, you weren't here though.
Yeah.
You got any
Thoughts?
on the
Oh.
schedules? Because
Had a great write-up
You
on
know
it.
what other teams
Yeah.
did? Any favorites?
Favorite games?
No.
You mean favorite
No, we're talking
other-
about our schedule. I'm talking about the schedule videos that other teams put
The
out.
most important part.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Uh,
Yeah, I did watch a few of them. I watched the Rams one. I kind of liked was Napoleon Dynamite one. I thought that was kind of well done. I don't know. I thought what other ones stick out? Sorry, I was teeing up my brain to talk about the Patriots schedule.
All right, never mind. You don't have an answer. That's okay. We don't want to sit here while you
know.
figure things out.
Ponder
What
things.
about the Patriots schedule? What stood out for you?
No, I think my big takeaway was you set a record for road wins last year. 9-0 on the road, and this is just another test. Oh, you think you're good on the road? Let's see how good you are on the road.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, a lot of really challenging games. But one thing I thought, and I think I heard Phil Perry saying it, was just he felt like the beginning of the schedule was tough and that they really need a good. I don't really agree with that. I don't know. I think that there's plenty of opportunity down the stretch after the bye week to you play 3 games in your division. You play 3 games against the AFC West. So I don't know. I think he was talking more about like the team needs a good start so that I think he was kind of questioning whether the Vrabel stuff was going to play into it. But I don't know. I think they're going to have the opportunities down the end, and if they play their best football down the stretch, they're going to have something to say not only about their own playoff chances, but certainly AFC West playoff chances as well. So those are my general thoughts. Yeah.
Okay.
Tough schedule though. I think a lot of just
Tougher than
to
last
go
year's
from Germany,
on
then a
paper.
bye week, and then out to LA. Like that to me is like that felt
Better than going
tough.
to L.A. after a game. Get a week off.
Oh
before
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to
No,
go to
I know,
LA.
I know.
That's-
But still, it's
There's
just,
a lot of, we were talking about this yesterday on Catch 22. There's a lot of different time zones, a lot of different days and times of games in that middle part of
Well,
the
that's
schedule.
the NFL now.
Right.
I think more and more teams are going to see that every year because
Like-
of the Thursdays and
Right.
the Fridays and the Wednesdays. It's inevitable that it's going to be all screwed up going forward.
Like from like that Bears game to the Chiefs game on that Monday night later in the season, it's like a Thursday night game, a Germany game, an LA game, a Monday night game. Like it's just, there's no real like, oh, it's just Sunday at 1:00 for 8 straight weeks. Like that doesn't.
I like that stretch though. Like that stretch at 1 p.m. is like I mean that's great fall time.
That's Paul and Mike.
Paul and Mike time to shine.
We like that.
I love the Chiefs game though. I think that at Chiefs game, Monday Night Football.
Have you ever been to the Arrowhead?
I haven't. You guys have talked about how great it is. I mean, it's a national atmosphere. You're coming down the stretch for the playoffs.
What's it, a haunted house?
No, it's the closest thing that the NFL has to a college football
Yeah,
game.
yeah. So just get that, play in that environment. Mahomes should, probably be, clicking. Hopefully for them. I think it's a good game. It's just interesting. Stack up. You play a tough road game right out of the chute with the Seahawks, but then late in the season, you're probably going to need that game. Kansas City might need that game. That's a great Monday night
might be
matchup.
closing too. So
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what that Chiefs team looks
Yeah.
like when we get there.
Yeah.
Because we were, looking at their depth chart yesterday. And their wide receivers right now are Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy, and Rashee Rice.
He spent time yesterday looking at the Kansas City Chiefs depth chart.
there you go.
You need to do something with him, Fred.
Yeah, but he's able to bring stuff to the show.
Sorry for doing my job.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Yes.
Knowing the other
Looking at the
teams,
Kansas City Chiefs depth chart?
Yes.
I know all the teams they're playing.
Knowing
So
your
you're not
opponent.
doing your job?
That's my
you
job
didn't
is
do
not
it.
his.
His job is to make sure I don't say something
Exactly.
stupid. Yeah.
But I think Evan should be lauded for doing that. I think that's what you're
I
supposed to do.
apologize for trying to make
know,
a joke.
know your
No, you
enemy.
don't. No, you don't.
Know
No,
your
you
enemy.
don't.
How dare you?
Right.
No, I think I know the teams, but I just thought it was funny. Like I spent some time yesterday looking at the depth chart of a team we're playing in December.
It's all right.
It seems like
scouting, Paul.
Rashee
Well,
Rice
did
is gonna
you-
be out.
Gotta
did
be
you
ready.
look
Those
at
guys
it?
won't be there when we play.
Did you
be
look at
ready.
it yesterday? Because I don't know if this is even a real rumor or I don't know what's Twitter fake AI at this point, but I saw something about Diggs potentially.
Yeah, so I was looking at it yesterday
because of Rashee Rice.
because I'm not like
right.
100% sold on Kansas City bouncing back like some people are. And the big reason why is because I don't really think they've done anything with their weapons. Like Kenneth Walker is
agree
a
with that.
decent addition, but he's a running back, and you all know how I feel about that. So
Yeah.
if they add Diggs or if they somehow swoop in on AJ Brown or something like that, then maybe it changed my mind. But Travis Kelce last year looked like he was kind of washed already. Now he's a year older. Rashee Rice, who knows if he's going to be available for them or not. And then, like I said, there are two other receivers right now are Tyquan Thornton and Xavier Worthy, who are two guys that were kind of busts. Like
They could bring Juju back too.
they could bring Juju back. They drafted
JaVale.
Cyrus Allen in the 5th round, who I thought was a nice like day 3 pick, but like
Yeah,
that's not
yeah,
anything special.
They didn't add weapons, which I was surprised at. I
No.
thought that they would look at what happened to them last year before Mahomes got hurt and say, okay, we got to give him some help. And they didn't.
Yeah. Do you think
They
they were
really
counting
didn't.
on Rice to kind of be that guy? And
Yeah,
should they have been?
That
Well,
was
when-
foolish if they
Yeah.
were.
But when he plays, they're a different team.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But yeah, I just
He's a mess, huh?
some of these games, like the Lions, like they're another team that needs to have a bounce back year, compared to what they had last year. The Chiefs, are one of those teams. How many of those teams on the Patriots schedule bounce back and how many of them stay down? I think that's going to be a big factor in how hard the schedule actually ends up being.
Yeah, I like the Denver game too. That's second to last season, home. That's another big one for the Patriots. I thought it might have been a little sooner. Feels like the Broncos are going to come here obviously with something to prove, but I think there's some highlights to watch. I can get excited about big games this year where it's like, okay, last year when you had all the bottom dwellers, that's hard to get excited about good competition and games to really stack up for. So that regard, I'm excited, but I think it's gonna be a tough season.
Well, Alex brought up the Chiefs in the context of maybe now they might have renewed interest in AJ Brown, right?
Or Diggs.
Or
Yeah,
Diggs,
yeah.
she mentioned.
And there's a lot of like new, not reports, but speculation about teams being interested in Brown who may not have been interested before, or in the case of Rams, have renewed interest or whatever. But the way I look at it is either they have a deal or they don't. It's that simple. If they have a deal, it will happen. If they didn't have a deal, then anything can happen.
What if they have a parameters of a deal? Like they kind of like,
Yeah, I
this is
think a
probably
team
what it's
can
going to be.
still
Let's
swoop
talk
in.
on
Well,
you
then,
first.
if they have
you know?
parameters and they haven't agreed to it, then they don't have a deal.
Yeah.
They don't have a deal.
Yeah, I feel like there's two sides right now, and it's funny because Schefter and Rappaport work together now technically, and they kind of both have different reporting on this. Like, Rap Sheet's been consistent that there's no handshake deal between the Patriots and the Eagles. There's
Now
no,
think about who he works for.
well, not in, yeah, I guess
You
sort
can't
of.
technically you can't have a handshake deal.
But Schefter also kind of works for the league now too, in a way.
good point in a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
So like
in a way.
Schefter has been really consistent that he expects the Patriots to get AJ Brown, the Eagles and the Patriots to come to a trade like quickly after June 1st, like maybe even on June 1st. And Rappaport's saying not so fast. It could be different. But yesterday, Schefter, got aggregated his podcast. He said, I'm going to stand firm.
Stand by. Yeah.
Like he will, like, in my opinion, he's going to be a Patriot, and I think it's going to happen quickly.
Yes. So I don't know. But either they have a deal or they don't. And if they don't, then another team could, make a better offer.
Even if you do have a deal, there's nothing signed, and I think the Eagles would be dumb to, like, if someone comes in at the last minute and just beats out the offer, like.
Here's why.
There's a handshake deal,
I
but
disagree with that. I disagree with that because if you have a deal and Howie Roseman goes back on it, that's not good business.
Yeah, but like. The Raiders sent Max Crosby to Baltimore to go on a tour and come instantly back this year. Like, I feel like, I don't know, did Baltimore really take a reputation hit front office for that going forward, you think? Or was it just that was a crappy thing to do?
I mean, the Raiders may never do another deal with the Ravens again. I don't know. I'm just saying that you have to have you have to be a man of your word.
I agree with you. But are people? If it benefits them at the last minute and they can back out.
But that's why it's all that much more important. You have to trust people at that level in the NFL when you're doing deals. I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to be
right. Like if they have a deal and Howie Roseman calls up Vrabel and says, I know we have a deal, but I'm going to lose my job if I don't take this offer that just came in over the transom.
Yeah.
He could say that.
Yeah.
He could.
Try to get the
But if I'm Vrabel, I'm like, F you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to have like a long-standing effect on the Ravens, but the Ravens failing Max Crosby's physical and sending him back to Vegas, there was all sorts of like scuttlebutt at that time that the whole league was pissed at the Ravens for doing that. And going back a ways of their history of kind of pulling fast ones like that, I don't think it's necessarily going to deter them from making future trades, but I think that there was some pushback from people being like, this is kind of not right.
And as you know, there's a lot of movement in the NFL. Where you work today may not be where you work tomorrow, and you don't want to burn bridges like that. That's just my opinion. But Alex, people do
human nature.
Yeah, stuff like that all the time. Well,
I think those things go away quickly.
Yeah.
I do think you take a hit, and I think Evan's right. I think Baltimore did take a hit initially. And, there might be some lingering, and to your point, maybe the Raiders specifically. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who had, like, in the NFL, when Belichick was at the peak of his power for the Patriots, was there anybody in the league that liked him? And no one traded more than Belichick.
Yeah.
Like,
I think other coaches
no one wanted
liked
anything
him.
to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some didn't, but I think like there's a lot of coaches that were always.
There was a lot of jealousy, a lot of pettiness toward the Patriots.
Sure, but
everybody
was he pulling out
hated
of trades? Like I don't remember it as well enough to know. Like, was there a lot of? Did he like pull out of trades and pull out of deals and stuff
I'm
like that?
not going to get into what he did. That would be competitive
stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that sort of stuff.
And it didn't prevent anybody from wanting to do business with the Patriots.
Sure, but I'm more talking about like roster transactions.
No, I know, but this was worse.
Yeah.
And it never prevented them. Like, nobody traded more than Belichick.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. I wonder where A.J. Brown is at and what his whole view on the situation is. Like, does he, in his mind, being like, they're going to send me to New England? I mean, I think there was a report he was looking at places in the Seaport, or is he kind of like, I think I'm going, I don't know, that they have him in the dark,
that's a great point. Because if you're somebody else now, I think he has it in his mind, Brown has it in his mind, he's going to the Patriots. So if I'm Kansas City and I want to try to come in and, make an offer, am I getting a guy who's fully committed to me? Or is he just want to play for Vrabel?
Right.
I think the Vrabel factor is the biggest thing. Like,
right.
Patrick Mahomes is probably the type of quarterback that could sway you. Like, he would have to at least consider it. It's Mahomes.
Absolutely.
Could
out of here.
I don't know if the
like,
Chiefs
as
are,
much as you like a coach, it's
yeah. I think that though, like,
You got Drake May. Come on.
if AJ Brown has any say in where he's going to be traded to, which a lot of players nowadays do have that kind of bargaining power to have a say in it, like going to play for Vrabel seems like pretty high on his
Yeah.
list. So if it's the Patriots or Jacksonville, which is another team that's
Suddenly in the news.
a social media rumor, not anything
right.
confirmed, but if it's the Patriots or Jacksonville, like AJ Brown, you would think is going to want to play for Vrabel and play for the Patriots.
On Paul's morning show this morning, they had a reporter, somebody from Philadelphia, who covers the team, and he was talking about AJ Brown and just kind of dispelling a lot of the narratives. So a lot of people, even in New England, said, "Why do we want AJ Brown? Why are you hiring a diva wide receiver? When culture is that important, blah blah blah." And this guy was dispelling that, saying that even though he might have a beef with Jalen Hurts and they may not get along, there's no one in the Eagles organization from the top down who doesn't have a good word to say about AJ Brown.
That's why they don't want to trade him.
Yeah. Like they all like him.
Yeah.
They all like him. It's just that AJ Brown wants to go.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts wasn't at his wedding.
Neither
past weekend.
neither was anybody else.
Well, this guy
Some
dispelled
teammates
that.
were.
Was Vrabel?
He said Barkley was there.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
Because I saw a report that said no Eagles were
Yeah,
there.
that
there
was
was
wrong. That's incorrect.
there was a picture.
According to this guy.
I was gonna say, this
pictures.
guy was there.
According to this guy.
Well, there was pictures that TMZ had of the wedding, and like
There were a lot of Eagles there?
because I saw the same thing that you
Yeah.
saw, that nobody else came, and then Saquon's just like sitting in the front row.
I rushed for 2,000.
It was
not
years
an
ago.
important player.
Because I was like saw the pictures, and then I'm reading the thing, and it says no other Eagles, and I was
The
like,
whole wedding
I was
party.
like, wait a second, that's Saquon
The
Barkley.
least surprising thing was that Jalen Hurts was not invited to that wedding.
Yeah, but he said there were other Eagles there.
At least Saquon was there, because I know what Saquon looks like, and he was certainly
Yeah.
in that picture. So.
That was
That's
one,
funny.
Fred, that kind of cracked me up. The Eagles schedule release, they just had the guys sit around and open it, but it was like, oh yeah, like a lot of like
I
that
didn't
stuff.
like that.
I was like, this
boring.
is so
It was
boring.
so boring.
They had nothing to say. Yeah, like it.
Way
Like it was
too
just
long.
every single one. The other one too was
long.
As you're talking about them, I'm thinking about the other ones. But the Trevor Lawrence haircut thing, I was kind of excited. I'm like, all right,
We'll
he's
unpack
gonna
this
get
in
a
a
good
minute.
haircut. We're gonna see what
Okay,
Trevor Lawrence.
okay.
And then they gave him like a terrible I don't know. I thought
I still think it looks like a wig.
it still looks like a weird haircut,
Yeah.
right?
At first, I was like, "This is AI, right? Like, this is."
Did you
Raw.
see the Bills one?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
It was so weird that I liked it.
It was weird, but too dragged out.
Yeah.
Okay. You think so?
Too
They're
long.
all too long.
It wasn't that.
Another
You
one that
got
was
to
too
know
long, huh?
timing. Timing is so important.
They're all too long.
I thought that maybe they can follow that through the season, like have those chrysalises hanging up around the stadium or something like that, or people throw those out in the field instead of
Instead of
the other thing.
Magdalenes.
But I just thought it was so weird
Yeah.
that I like. That's good.
Yeah.
It was wacky.
That's
I
very
didn't
Buffalo
really.
of them.
It wasn't in my top 5, but it wasn't. I didn't not like it.
No.
Do you think the new stadium will affect that crowd?
Yes.
Will it get corporate?
Yeah, I don't know about if
Maybe a little bit more.
Well, the configuration.
Do they have a corporate
the
culture like that
configuration
in
is
Buffalo,
still, you're on
find it.
top of the
Yeah.
game. There's no like dead spots that I could see from the seating. Like in our stadium, let's face it, the red area with the clubs becomes a dead zone because people are inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or they're late after halftime. They don't get to their seats right away. So that I didn't see that
Yeah.
in that stadium.
Yeah.
Things like that. End zones seem to be well populated with seats. Like a lot of
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Because that's
I
a
do.
pretty rowdy crowd, and I wonder if a new stadium
I think it will.
affects that.
I think
see.
there's a couple of things, like the way it's designed now is actually like they eliminated the wind tunnel aspect of that stadium, so the wind isn't going to be as big of a factor as it was at the old one. But I think the one thing that was the most the thing that I thought stood out the most about Highmark was there's one entrance in and out of the stadium. And so there's one tunnel for both teams.
Yep.
Both the road and home
Right,
team.
right.
And so the both teams would have to cross paths.
Yep.
To get on and off the field, and there were times where that would get a
Sure.
little bit rowdy. And now it's going to have the
But one thing about new stadiums is it's more clubs and suites, and the average guy is going to be replaced by the rich people. Not in Buffalo. There aren't any
That's what
rich
I-
people.
right.
Who's replacing them?
They're going to
There's
find
only
them.
so many
They're gonna
people
find
that
them.
live around that area. Like,
the owner of Duff's. is
like,
like-
who's going to be replacing them? There's not, the population itself is not that big.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I think it will be different feel because the other stadium was a college stadium. Let's face it. Like the way
it was a dump.
The way
It
it
was-
was designed
It
was
was
like
the old
built. It was
Foxborough
actually
Stadium.
built the same year that old Foxborough
Yeah.
Stadium, and it was the exact same design. They added to it over the years and made it better than Foxborough Stadium, but it was It was just a cement bowl.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah, it was a like there are probably high schools in Texas that have nicer football stadiums.
For
and,
sure.
Oh,
and that,
certainly.
and I think that added to the culture of it a little bit. That this like new like
Right.
state of the art stadium, just you're not going to have that same feel that you're like going into this rabid like
I think
college
they'll still
atmosphere.
be.
It's a nice new place. We
Yeah.
don't want to desecrate it.
Yeah, I think they'll
Oh,
still.
they'll find a way. It's
They'll,
Buffalo.
Just wondering.
that
I don't
doesn't.
know.
They don't have
I
to
know,
like
I'm with you,
trash the
Paul, I
place, but I
agree.
think they'll be as crazy as ever.
I think it's going to be different, but I think it will be.
But how much different? Like, I don't think it'll be
well,
that.
I think that
it's
from
like
a
Fred said, it's still Buffalo.
right, but from a football aspect, like I do think that the way that they designed the stadium to eliminate some of the weather elements that you had when you played in Buffalo, like to me that's a big deal. Like that place, some of the win games that the Patriots have played there have been
Helped us.
yeah, in some ways, yeah. But even just the way that it kind of has like it's not an enclosed roof, but it like comes
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Almost like Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're talking practical football, like on field, and I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I'm just looking at it like, Fred, you were around. Don't you think there's a difference in the crowd here from the old stadium to here?
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I do.
Look at the crowd in the Garden too. Like from a regular season random game to a playoff game.
Yeah, I just
It's
think you get-
considerably less
and
rowdy.
I understand what you're
because
saying.
rich people don't want to look like fanatics and make fools of themselves at a game.
The
How
NBA
much is Buffalo's crowd going to change?
But
Yeah.
we
You-
have
you guys
rich
are right.
that live around here.
You really being
yes, we
disrespectful.
do.
No, I'm not. I'm being honest.
well, kinda
I
are.
mean, but to that
They don't
point,
have the
There's a
corporate
lot
base
more,
that
like,
we have.
There's
No,
like
they-
tech.
no.
It's a
There's
fact.
real
They
tech
don't.
companies
But you
here.
said they don't
There's
have
like
rich people.
fintech.
That's a little
There's
Well, that's what the
different than
corporate
saying
base
medical-
is. It's these companies that buy, tickets and then they send their clients and all that stuff.
we
Well-
have the biomed money and the tech money.
No,
and
there's no question we
Yeah.
have more
Yeah.
of that stuff. But the old Foxborough Stadium was a zoo, very similar to what we're talking about.
Oh, God.
And you don't have any of that really
No.
anymore.
You
Now,
have to
part of
walk
that-
outside to get down
Part
to
of that
the
is,
press conference.
the Kraft family has done a lot of work in, bumping up security. There's a lot of things that
Sure.
you worry about now that maybe you didn't worry about
Right.
in the the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So the Crafts are to be commended for cleaning some of that stuff up. But I do wonder if you maybe lose a little of that sort of rabid behavior.
I mean, just
And I think
yeah.
Alex's point about the NBA is like I'm stunned.
the bug on you.
Oh, Paul.
I'm stunned sometimes
Trying to get
when
it
I
right,
watch.
right.
It's going for your jugular, Paul. It's going for your jugular.
It's still there. I'm only kidding.
Oh, is it really?
No,
there?
it's now it's under stomach.
You got it.
I was trying to get it off of him without
When,
touching
Did
him.
you actually
wasn't
get it?
working.
Yeah, you got it.
Wow.
When-
Okay, Mr.
Pulver's
Miyagi.
plug.
Yeah.
Alex's point about the NBA games, I can get right back on track. Watch watch the Thunder and Spurs, or like even the Knicks game would be a better one. The Knicks tonight against Cleveland. Watch the beginning of the third quarter. There's nobody there because those seats are the ones that go for like
Yeah.
10, 20 grand, and all the courtside seats, they go at halftime. They go in whatever the club they're going in.
Right.
They don't come out when the stuff.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
amazing to me. It's like the biggest games of the year, and the crowd is like getting a drink.
Because they're there to be seen.
Correct.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
also
And
very
you lose
comfortable
some of that.
inside when you go. Like went up there for like a concert or something. First time I've been in the red seats, and I was like, whoa! Like now I get why people want to be inside because there's monitors, there's food. I mean, if it's weather game, you don't have to be out there. But
It's like a
jarring
sports
when you
bar
look
at the game.
when you look at the game, especially at the start of the second half, and you're like, what? The whole middle of the stadium is empty.
Do we know the difference of what tickets cost up to last year and what they cost now
Well,
in Buffalo?
I tried to pull that up right
the
here,
one
Fred,
thing that
and-
I do know is that they lost season ticket holders, right? Because there's less seats.
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
new
But
stadium.
That was kind of what I'm getting at. Is you're
PSLs.
pricing out the rabid
Yeah.
behavior?
Are
guys.
they?
Right.
I'm asking. Do
Yeah.
you think
Yeah. I
there's
don't
a
know.
chance that happens?
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
the seats have to be more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, this was from Copilot's example was for example, a Bills Mafia member with 8 M&T Bank suite tickets paid $24,000 per year before 2026, but will need $400,000
That's the
to
suites.
keep them.
Forget about the
Due to the
suites because they're
personal
indoors.
sequence.
I'm talking about just a normal seat.
I just remember that when the stadium started to become a reality, they had X amount of season ticket holders, and the new stadium could only fit Y. The Y was smaller,
Yeah.
so they had to have a lottery, and they had to cut out a bunch of the season ticket holders. And a lot of season ticket holders obviously lost the lottery and didn't get picked to have season tickets in the new stadium. So there's a lot, because of the suites and all that stuff, there's a lot less.
Well, what I am
seats.
thinking, let's just say it is significantly more. Enough where if you were a season ticket holder, says, I'm either not doing it anymore or I am going to do it, but I'm going to sell a lot more of my tickets.
Yeah.
So
I think all those things
Yeah.
are in
Yeah.
play.
yeah.
No, it's hard. I'm sure some people are being priced out. I mean, that's how it works with these kind of situations. But
But it could be a lot more like of our fans there if they're selling their tickets to make up
all the
for
rich.
You're saying 'cause we're
Patriot fans
richer
can
than them.
get- we can take our private planes and
The,
helicopters.
the
up there.
cosmopolitan types from Southie, like Sully and Obi, are going to be going to
Let's go.
to Buffalo.
But that's a good point, though, Paul.
Sully and
My
Obi got
sister was
priced
one
out
of
of
those
Southie years ago.
My sister had a group of friends like that, and that was the thing. So even for away fans, they were just out of college kids, but they would always do a pilgrimage to Buffalo to watch the games. So I mean,
I did a pilgrimage to
it's how
Buffalo
it
to watch a
goes.
game.
I miss those rabid environments like those. You can't recreate it, and so many of these stadiums now feel so corporate and clean, and just doesn't have that you walk into the old Boston Garden. There's like a grittiness
yeah.
to it. It's small. You're on top of it. Stadium had a vibe. Now you watch it and you're like, I think it's Gillette, but it could be Tennessee too. The old
That's why I was
stadium,
so thrown off by
know?
Levi Stadium at the Super Bowl. It's half of it is just sweet.
I know.
The
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was a miss.
I think the Garden crowd
And
gets
it
a
felt
bad
weird to
rap.
be in the day.
We still
like
get
have
rowdy.
sunlight.
They
during the
do.
Super
They
Bowl.
get
It's
loud.
weird.
I don't,
It
and,
was cool.
And stop trying to give me a T-shirt. I don't want the freaking
You know what?
T-shirt.
You don't like
Why?
free things.
Oh, I hate it. I
Why?
hate it.
You don't like free things.
You dare knock free things.
I don't want the T-shirt. I'm not wearing it. Don't give me the T-shirt.
Just telling you.
It's on edge. I don't know what
There's
happened. I
nobody
go away for a
angrier
couple weeks
because
and then all of a
nobody
sudden I
angrier
come
than
back.
Who
Heaven's
cares about a free T-shirt?
Because no,
This
so
angers him.
This is what happens, okay? Because you brought up San Antonio and Oklahoma City. They put on the T-shirts and they have these color coordinated
White and blue
T-shirts and
sections
stuff like
last
that.
night.
And it's so the Celtics, they try to put T-shirts on people's. I don't need a T-shirt. Okay, I
refuse to put it on.
I have actual
You don't wanna-
stuff that I buy the Celtics gear that I'm wearing to the game. I don't need to be
You're
given
not
a
a team
T-shirt.
player.
Right.
I don't want
just
to.
wanna be part
No,
of
we
the-
don't need it. This is Boston. We're not some
We're not Yahooville.
yeah, we don't need the T-shirts. We're gonna come
Dave
correct.
Shaughnessy would
We're
say.
gonna come in green. We're gonna come
come
loud.
correct.
We're gonna come drunk. Don't worry. You don't have to get me into the atmosphere.
I just imagine Evan walking into the Garden for a playoff game and there's T-shirts hanging on the back. Oh,
Just so mad.
Great. So
we
then
go
he
to
takes his and he
Starts
goes like this.
scissors.
No,
He
you
does
can
the Chris
and then
Sale,
Joe-
cuts them
no.
all up.
No, what it
Yeah,
is?
Joe's on the other seat, and he's like, "You're not putting that on, are you?"
No, so they
give
pan
me
the
this
crowd and
freaking
everyone's in white.
cheap-ass
There's this
T-shirt.
one
Just
Evan
Evan
with
in
a
green,
blue
Jason
arms
hoodie.
crossed.
Yeah.
Polo.
No.
And then at the Bruins
Quarter
games when
zip.
they go, they bring out the towels. They'll
Oh,
give us
yeah,
towels,
yeah,
and I'm like, guy, this is Game 7
Guy.
against Toronto. I don't need a towel. We're gonna scream our heads off. All right, don't worry about the towel. Take your towel. Stop telling me to wave my towel. Okay, all these things. It's
You're
nice
not
for
the
these.
guys showing up from their Seaport finance jobs.
And
for the
you think
playoff
they're
game.
waving their towel?
They're not waving anything. They're wearing button-up Oxford shirts and
This is
holding
this is
beer
a
and
real
talking about
sports city.
quarter.
We have
Yeah, but in the
it's in our
playoffs-
it's in our
in
veins.
the playoffs,
we don't
TJ
need
go-
towels.
Alex is right.
TD Garden in the playoffs is noticeably different than a regular season game. Why? It's louder.
I mean,
for
I've been
a
obviously to both, and it depends on how the team
finals
plays.
atmospheres
It depends on how the team
I
plays.
know exactly what you're talking
There's a
about.
law.
Have you been?
Just off. I was just going to say just off TV. It's not as
Right,
loud.
'cause the
Now
team
maybe it's
did-
because the national broadcast
Yes.
they tone down the noise. I don't know.
I think it's pretty loud.
My guess is they probably
It's
jack up the noise during the regular season on the local broadcast.
Being at a
but I'm
game
a
during
little
the
cynical like
playoffs
that.
has not been what it's been in years past.
I think it did.
I'm
Well,
with you,
they
Alex.
also haven't had a great home record. Like the team has to play well for fans to like have something to cheer about. So like when you go to a game, like and we went to the Bruins game and against the Sabres where they lost 6-2 at home. Like, what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to like it was 4-0 after the first period.
Bruins crowd's a little different anyway. They get a little.
And you're not going to a hockey game to be seen.
I think
You're
it's
not going
funny
to
how
be
like
seen.
everybody
You know
has
what
an
I mean?
opinion
You
on
go to a
these crowds
Celtics
that don't
game,
go to
you
the
pay for
games.
those
I love
seats,
that.
you will be
Like,
seen.
One
Well-
at a time. I can't hear. Both
I'm
of them.
sorry.
I'm just
Need the
telling you, when they
headphones
played
back.
the Warriors in the finals, I was struck with every home game with nobody's there in the third quarter. Emptiness all around the benches. Like, that was the first time I noticed it. And now I notice it all the time in these big playoff games in the NBA.
I don't know. Just Celtics games that I've watched, when games where they've had to come back.
Oh, the crowd gets loud.
It gets pretty
the
loud.
Garden is a good, loud crowd.
Yeah.
You can hear it on TV. You
Yeah.
don't- like, much
get
like
made
not
fun.
having to be on the depth chart of the Kansas City Chiefs to know that they don't have any receivers, I don't have to be there to know that they don't make any noise. Or they get loud when they're making a comeback in the fourth quarter of even Game 7 of this miserable series they just lost. The place was going crazy when they made the comeback in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They fell short, but I could hear it when I watched the highlights.
Bad crowds.
All right, 855-PATS-500
crowd. It's a
is
different-
the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email address. I do, before I start taking calls, and you can disagree or agree with this next emailer. It's Joseph from next door, he says. Is it too much to ask for the callers to be interesting and to be able to understand what they're saying? The initial callers on Tuesday were frightening. We had a lot of new callers on Tuesday, so I don't want to discourage them.
Yeah.
But Joe says regular callers who sound like they have marbles in their mouth or talking like they have gills and don't believe in pauses between sentences. What is going on outside?
Fred.
I would hang up on any caller that says, "Can you hear me?" I miss so many of the old school callers that were great. Thanks, Brady, for Eldred. Emails are the way to go. Much more entertaining. Be better callers.
Okay.
So
Laying down the gauntlet with.
Call to action.
Look at the call. I mean, lit up. That's.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even have to offer T-shirts
All
today.
right. So
Be good.
So should I be more, I don't know, strict with our callers and less patient?
No, I think you do a good job with the callers.
No, that's like the Felger thing where they say, "Hey, how you doing?" And you can tell.
I don't think you should be mean.
Well, I don't mind that.
I
But
don't-
like if it's not a good call, like get rid
Yeah.
of them quicker.
Well,
Well, I mean, some of us might think it's a good call. Maybe,
I think there's something to be said about our listeners taking time from their day to call in and want to feel engaged.
I
and
personally
build
appreciate
community.
all of
I
our
know,
listeners,
right.
Alex. I agree.
But
I appreciate them all as well. I'm trying to be nicer.
Do you?
I'm trying to be nicer, Paul.
What, since earlier in the show?
Since 5 minutes ago.
I've had an epiphany in the last 30 seconds.
Absolutely not. Don't give me a T-shirt.
All right. So we'll take some calls, but you're on notice, everybody.
Yeah, make it.
Be good.
Hang
Be
up
good.
and listen.
Be better.
Hang up and listen.
Be better. So we'll start with Sean, who is actually in Venice. What's up, Sean?
Joseph, I hope I'm clear and comprehensive. Paul, going off of what you said the other day in regards to the Bills' schedule being also tough, I can actually see the Patriots winning the division at 10-7, while the Bills could finish at 9-8. I think that's a strong possibility.
Sure.
I don't think the division winner will be
What do you
10
think
wins.
this could?
I think both of them will win
You
more
think
than that.
Both.
Wow.
I do.
I just think they're just really tough schedules, so that's why I'm saying that. Like,
But we're
I
good
agree with
too, so we make other people's schedule tough.
you. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we'll make it tough for the Dolphins and the Jets for
No,
sure.
we're going to make it. Hopefully, we're going to make it tough for everybody we play.
That's the goal.
That's what happened last year.
Be tough to play
Yeah,
against.
yeah. Last year everything went right, so it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love it if they won 14 games again. I just feel like it's a tough schedule, so it's going to be difficult.
I mean, winning 14 games tougher. No, not tough. It's tough.
I'm going to go out on a limb and
It's
say
hard.
they
It's hard to
won't
win in the
win
NFL. Thanks, Sean.
Right.
Herm's in D.C. What's up, Herm?
Hey, what's going on,
Hey.
boys and girls? Welcome back, Mike. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Two quick comments and a question for you guys. So, first comment, we will win 12 games. Why? Because, in my opinion, we have a elite defense, great coaching, and a great quarterback. Second comment / question is about a team on our schedule. It's really Kansas City. And I don't really understand, I guess, why people are scared of them just for this upcoming year. Because, one, Patrick Mahomes got hurt, and they were, I think, 6-8 with him when he was obviously perfectly fine. And I also think that they're kind of at a point where we were in 2010, where obviously, by God's grace, we took a chance on a tight end that back issues from Arizona, right? So that, and I didn't follow Kansas City's draft, but I don't think they drafted anybody that could really help them, this upcoming season. And then my question, simple question, take it off the air. Why hasn't Gonzo been paid yet? Thank you, guys.
Why hasn't what?
Gonzo been paid yet?
Oh, why hasn't he been paid yet?
Those
Okay.
generally things that happen a little bit more toward like training camp.
Yeah.
But I don't have any information on that as to, like if it's imminent or anything like that. But it's not all that uncommon to see one of those extensions happening.
Yeah.
Mini camp.
Yeah. Right.
That mini camp, training camp, dead period there. I think there's some negotiating that goes on. I wouldn't worry about it until it lingers into like the preseason.
Yeah.
Like now you're sort of saying, okay, is he fully committed? Is he on the field? Is he holding in? Those are things that would worry me.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I'm going to assume he's going to get.
He's been around to this point too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Anthony's in Seattle. What's up, Anthony?
What's up, Brad? What's up, my people?
Hey.
Hey.
Can you guys hear me okay?
What?
You caught on to that. Yeah, that was just for that guy that emailed in. Hey, what I will say, this isn't what I called about, but just on the topic while I was waiting. So what happened is you kind of put out the bat signal on Tuesday for calls, and so I noticed there were a lot of like new callers, first-time callers, and one guy was a second-time caller. And like I've been listening to you guys since 2014. I finally called in 2015. It's a little intimidating, when you're like used to like listening to you guys talk, and so you don't want to make a fool of yourself. You don't want to say the wrong thing. It took me a while to get comfortable just calling in and just being like, no, these are just the guys and gals. We're just having a conversation. So it takes it's tough. But I'll get to my point. The TU T-shirt giveaway. I'm hoping I didn't miss it because I've been trying to get a hold of one for years. And then secondly, just a couple notes that stuck out to me on Forged. Man, I felt like it's really hard to top the first episode or the first season because that one was really, really good. But this one, it felt like they built on the success of last year where the access they gave, it turned out to be a great product. It felt like they gave a little bit more of a peek behind the curtain. Two things that I noticed that I really liked was one, Evan's voice cameo, but it was what he was talking about the team being kind of in that in-between where are they still in a rebuild or are they kind of excited because they got to a Super Bowl? The fact that made it into the episode makes me believe that the team kind of feels the same way, and you guys have had a really, really good feel for the pulse of the team since Bill left. And then secondly was the Akis trade up. I was super pumped. I wanted them to trade up. I had said in a group chat that I want them to take him at 63, but he won't make it to 63. They agreed. They moved up and got him. But the fact that they showed you they were actually trying to get him at 53, and you could hear like that whole thing. That was really awesome. So that's all I got, guys.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think I would say that we are getting a little even more access than we did last year.
That's why this was my favorite episode.
I'm glad.
This
I'm
was
glad
my
that
favorite
came
one
through
too.
to the
I knew
viewer.
it would be yours, but
yeah, it's mine.
I think
Selfishly.
Anthony makes a really, really good point about that comment that Evan made.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Not because of the comment.
We're being nice to each other.
But he's right. Anthony's right. You don't have to work here. We're not telling secrets out of like. Obviously, there's a approval process.
Yeah.
We can't get this access if they can't trust, what we're doing and all that stuff. So they were okay with that comment that Evan made being in that episode, And I do think that's kind of telling because that probably was part of their mindset. Like, we're a lot further along than we thought we were. You know, Vrabel with the 300 and whatever days that he kept saying 17 times.
307.
Thank you. So are we rebuilding?
Yeah.
Or are we further along in the process? Or are we somewhere in the middle? And I think including that comment tells me anyway, and certainly Anthony felt the same, that they are thinking in those terms. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, you know who really impressed me was Tony Kinkella. We had an opportunity to interview at the Combine, but he seems like one of those guys I got like, this guy might be a GM someday. He just seemed one of my real serious, locked-in guys. You know, I love hearing the scouts talk about the players. I mean, we do it, you know, we talk about it on our shows and stuff, and we try to find players we like. But, you know, you hear a lot of the same stuff, but obviously they're, you know, informed and they go to watch these guys play in person. So that's always my favorite stuff, is just the little glimpses behind the curtain, getting to hear these guys really, you know, talk about guys without the filter that comes when you have to put them up on a podium.
It did feel like, based off their actions, though, that they leaned a little bit more towards rebuild than because they turned over a lot of the roster again, and they released Diggs, they released
Tavai,
Anthony Jennings, Tavai, all the guys that we kind of thought were holdovers that we thought were going to be out. They went through with it and ripped the Band-Aid off anyways, even though Anthony Jennings was really good for them in the playoffs last year.
He caught on with the Saints, I think.
And I would even say, to further illustrate your point, you could make an argument that the first and the third round picks are kind of guys for the future.
Yeah.
You know, and Lomu and Raritan.
Yep.
You know, they'll probably both see some time this year, but you know, probably Akis is the only one of those top three picks that is definitely, if healthy, he's definitely going to play a role right away. The other two might not.
Yeah.
I mean, in a perfect world, Lomu doesn't play at all.
Right.
And you have your two tackles play really well, and they stay healthy, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I don't like using the word rebuild in this situation. To me, rebuild is you got your new head coach, you got your quarterback, you're rebuilding. This is more retooling.
Yeah.
You know, reloading.
Well, I think they're just stacking. You know, like they're stacking
like
off seasons, and you know, I think that they could have looked at last year's team and said we were 4 quarters away from being a champion.
What do we do to nudge us over?
Yeah, we're just going to run it back.
And I don't think they did that.
You know,
I agree with Evan.
They didn't. And a lot of those guys, I thought, you know, Jennings, Tavai, players like that, sort of impressed them. I think maybe outperformed what they expected. It would have been really easy to just kind of run it back with all the same guys and say we won 14 games and made the Super Bowl. But they, I think, realistically looked at it and said we're still not good enough. Like we're not there.
I think that's Vrabel's mindset is, you know, there's no standing still. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And, you know, and that goes with not just personnel, but in our philosophies. You know, he's challenged them. He said that, I think it was on Forged, or he might have been just in a press conference, where I challenge my guys to think of new things, you know, be creative.
Yeah.
Just because we did it one way last year doesn't mean we have to do it the same way this year.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, like the scheme stuff that he was talking about, that he wanted like new ideas and like what some of those new ideas could be. Obviously, I'd be like totally guessing, but like, you know, there's some interesting things that you could think of. You know, a lot of people I think default to, well, they're getting more athletic on the offensive line, so are they going to be more of a zone blocking team? You know, are they going to be more under center, zone, bootlegs, things like that? You know, defensively, I would still like to see them get into a little bit more dime and play more 6 defensive backs, especially on third down. You know, those types of things like you come to mind as ways that they might sort of shift or add or whatever. I'm interested to see where they go with that, because that's the fun stuff.
How about Eldred in North Carolina? What's up, Eldred? You were on Joe's good list. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, because I'm going to be me regardless. Yeah. So how you doing, Alex?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Hey, I got a question.
I'm doing good, too.
Yeah, thanks,
I've been, okay.
He doesn't.
Well, Evan, Mike, Fred, and Paul, my buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave everybody out.
No, it's okay.
It's fine.
We saw what you
We
did.
get it. Yeah, we know it.
Okay, on Twitter. Matter of fact, I put the podcast up there with the Eagles. Everybody keeps saying, AJ, I heard y'all earlier talking about it's like a handshake deal. If he come out of it, you know, you don't do it, you know, it's bad for him. But like they saying, he's a GM. He got a image to uphold. Get the best of whatever. They want a first and a second. Because what Waddle got. So it's 5 teams that AJ put down: the Patriots, the Packers, the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Bills. Yeah, rest and whatever. But lately they saying Jaguars in because they don't like BTJ. I'll take him any day of the week. And then Cohen want him to help out quarterback. And then the Packers are willing to give up a first and a fourth of 2 to 27. That's in their podcast. And that's off their podcast like y'all got. And I subscribe to it so I can hear that episode right there. That's the second one they put out. That was yesterday. And they say he's shopping around. It could go all the way to July to give him time to get what he wants instead of June 2nd.
Then they don't have a deal. Yeah.
If they don't have a deal, right.
Yeah.
So how you feel about Wolf if he didn't just draft one, just put pressure on them? But you really can't put pressure on him because he wants that first and that second or that first and that third and maybe a player. Even Nate's podcast is saying that. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I thought it was a done deal.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's saying that it's going to be all that extra stuff. Like, I don't know. Like when Adam Schefter comes out and is as matter of fact about things as he has been on this particular subject, like I'm going to trust him over any podcast, including our own, right? Like, he is as plugged in as anybody. And so, like, I'm going to take his word that it's probably going to be like a 2028 first or something like that. It's probably going to be the Patriots. Like, I think all the rest of this kind of stuff with A.J. Brown is just noise.
Yeah. Cameron, I hope so. Cameron in North Carolina, what's up?
Hey, everyone. I have 2 gripes, both with Evan.
Good.
Okay.
I
joined the club.
Yeah. I just spent the 2 hours listening to yesterday's Catch 22, and
thanks.
I just cannot understand this whole Buffalo Bills not being a toss-up. But then when you're trying to explain it, you're literally defining what a toss-up would be. They got worse. We got better. I heard your explanation. I'm sorry I'm breathing hard, too. I'm doing some yard work. But, no, I'm actually cutting grass, but I don't know. I didn't think Evan would know what that's about, so I didn't say that.
Whoa.
That was a good one.
Wow.
I give you props on that.
Bravo.
No, but really, I just really am calling just to see if you could explain that a little more because in my eyes, and it sounds like Bart's too, the Bills did get worse. I feel like we got better. They definitely reached on DJ Moore. But hearing you say that the Chiefs and Arrowhead on Monday night is not a toss-up, it's not a toss-up. A Buffalo, just because they have Josh Allen with the new regime, is not a toss-up, but then you define a toss-up. I just kind of wanted some clarity on that if you could.
All right.
And I'll take it off air.
Thanks, Cameron.
It's pretty simple.
So what was the
So we
discussion?
we did an exercise where we ranked the Patriots' schedule from easiest opponent to hardest opponent, and we did we put them into tiers, like tomato cans, like games they should win, toss-ups or coin flip games, and then like the tough ones on the schedule. And as we normally do, we bickered about the Bills, and I had the Bills, both Bills games, as tough games on the schedule.
Yep.
And Alex had the Bills game here, the home game, as a toss-up. So meaning it was a little less than like a hard game. Like it was a little bit more in the Patriots' favor.
Isn't a toss-up a tough game?
We're playing by Catch 22.
So I heard this whole explanation after because Evan came in giddy because he got under Alex's skin, which is what
I was about to say.
The whole
half
point.
of this was just to get on Alex's nerves.
So I said, I got to tell you, if we did this on PU, I could absolutely see Fred and I getting into a 15-minute semantic argument
right.
over the differences between a toss-up and a tough game.
Right, 100%.
And that's the part. And Fred just said it. I'm with Fred. I can't argue with Fred on this because we're at lockstep. I don't really understand the difference.
The tough game should be, this is a game we're going to lose.
How about
and then toss-up should be
50-50,
right.
40-60.
So we got into this whole argument about it. And part of it was the semantics of what's a toss-up versus what's a tough game, which was great. And plus, Alex hates the Bills and hates Buffalo and everything about them. So I just like to needle him a little bit. So to the caller, I would say about 45% of it was me needling Barth. No, like that was easily.
You were playing the role of Mike Feldman.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to defend him because he came in and he was giddy. He
Yeah.
knew exactly what he was
Yeah.
doing. So I'm not
He's still giddy
surprised.
about it.
I'm not surprised that that's the reaction that Cameron's call.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think that
I
that's
100%
kind of what Evan was
contradicted
doing.
myself 100
So,
times.
Cameron, now that you know that Evan was just kind of like getting under his skin, I hope that clears it up for you a little bit.
Now, but there was also 50% of me that whenever you play Josh Allen in a game,
right?
So
you
you're
can't.
50%. That's 50.
See, I just look at
That's
it
a toss-up,
as
though.
if you're a good team, if you're a good team. So the Patriots, can we all agree the Patriots were a good team last year?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's such a thing as a game that you don't think you can win.
Yeah.
So I think the tough games, quote unquote, are toss-ups.
Right.
That would be my only. And again, this is we're not going to bog this down to a semantics argument.
I agree with Paul.
Would you be a toss-up though if you went in as the underdog? What do you call it when you're an underdog?
But you still feel you have a chance to win.
Unless you don't think they
What's
can
the
win the
spread?
game.
Yeah.
And I don't have a game like that because it's the NFL. I think all the team, if you're good. Now, if you're a terrible team, like Miami at Seattle, I don't think is a toss-up. That's a game that Miami's probably not going to win. I don't think the Patriots are in that situation.
So here are my coin flips. I had 5 coin flip games: Packers at Chargers, at Jags, Broncos, at Bears on Thursday night. All right, here are my tough games. Both Bills games, and this is where we got bogged down because Alex had the
Because Alex
home
has a pathological
Right.
hatred for all
Right.
things
Can't dare
Buffalo.
say.
right.
He can't see past the
both
bias.
Bills games at Kansas City, Detroit and Munich, and the hardest game on both of our rankings was at Seattle, obviously in the opener.
So do you think they're going to lose those games?
I think that those
gonna be tough.
Those are
It's gonna be
tough.
tough.
Like I would say that like if they
Right,
won
but
those
they're tough.
if they won those games, then that would be like
So the
making a
coin flip-
statement.
the
Like
coin-
that would be
the coin flip games aren't tough.
the coin flip games are coin flip games.
But
They're
are they
50-50. They're
Depends
like
on how it unfolds.
Win or lose, 50-50.
Right,
Yeah.
because they're tough.
I'm with you, Fred.
6-7.
So
Well, is it too simple to say some are 50-50, but some you feel 40-60? Like
right.
the other, you know?
So these ones are a little bit tougher than 50-50.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what-
40
but then he was
40-60, not 25-75
Right.
or anything.
And all I was said, I was actually tempted to not have Kansas City in the hardest tier,
I wouldn't.
but because it's at Arrowhead, and until I see that Mahomes isn't still Mahomes and all that, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, you're assuming that everybody's healthy and all that, so I put them in there. But they were the one team that I was like, I kind of am tempted to put this. Might be a little hot takey, but I'm tempted to put this on a lower tier. But we got really bogged down with the Bills game, and my only thing to the caller, Josh Allen. Like if you beat Josh Allen, that's an accomplishment.
I think it is.
I
Always.
think that way. I know a lot of Patriots fans that feel different.
It would also need
Win,
those Patriots
win,
fans.
win.
They just
They
can't.
got
they can't
worse. We
accept
got
it.
better.
They can't.
Okay.
They can't accept that to say that Josh Allen's good.
Yeah.
They can't.
No.
They can't do it.
No.
It's unbelievable. Like the guy's been a perennial MVP candidate for half a decade, and we can't bring
what
ourselves
Paul would
to
say
he's
is,
good.
if you're a Patriots fan, you're better saying Josh Allen is good. So when you beat him, it's more of an accomplishment.
Right. I think that's how I look at it.
That's how I look at it, too.
I can think a team might be overrated or whatever, but I still respect the ability. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Patriots will have accomplished nothing if they go on a Monday night in Kansas City and beat even a weaker Kansas City team than what we've seen in recent years. That's unless they completely fall apart, which I don't envision with Mahomes. That's going to be a good win if the Patriots win in Kansas City, even if they're a middling 500 team. That's a good win.
Yeah.
Because I respect Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and what they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate's in Iowa.
the same way.
What's up, Nate?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Hey.
I have a prediction with no evidence to back this up, but
Those are my
I have a
favorites.
feeling that, yeah, I think that in the NFL in its entirety this season, we're going to see more like mediocre teams in terms that we're not going to have as many juggernauts as we did like last year or the year before, or as many crappy teams as many. So we're going to see like more teams like floating around like 9-8 and 10-7. And then I also have a question. I know last year people were talking about how like Drake May's quarterback draft class is going to
kind of, reset the market in terms of their salary or whatever. What do you think we have to see out of Drake May this year, or even next year, to have him be the highest paid quarterback or player of all time?
Yeah.
I'll take my answer after the air. Thank you.
I think he's going to be until the next guy.
Just timing, right?
Yeah, it is timing. But let's play the game. What would make you really comfortable as Robert Kraft paying him the top salary as a quarterback, and Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf?
I mean,
as long as he plays the same way as
play
he
the
did last
MVP,
year.
Similar,
take
season.
care of the ball, show continued growth within the system, just not getting sped up, not getting into the, some of the times last year where you felt like he'd get out of it for brief periods. I mean, in the playoffs it was different, but just continue to be, I mean, you set the record for completion percentage. I mean, you're doing something right. So, but it's going to be harder this year. There are going to be better defenses. There's going to be road games that are really
more
challenging.
consistency in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
And
Well,
if you see
I
that,
would just sign up right now. No slippage.
Yeah.
Same, similar kind of year. And I'm not talking about statistically, because you just mentioned one stat that I don't care about. And I think it's unrealistic to have him complete all those bombs next year. Like, so statistically, he might not have the EPA on some of those.
Whoa.
Some of those throws downfield, right? That was through the charts.
Are we talking? You're talking about
The deep balls.
CPOE?
Yeah, the deep balls,
not
right?
With the different number.
Is that the thing that
none of them
when you
matter
have
to anybody but you and
trouble
God?
breathing?
No, you nailed it.
Wait, I think
Completion
that's
percentage
unrealistic.
over expectation.
Yeah, I think it's unrealistic to expect him to
Nerds.
complete all of those bombs again.
Yeah.
But he can very well have just as good a season.
Yeah.
And if he does that, then I would be okay with it. But you guys are right about the highest paid player in the game. Who signs first or second, him or Caleb Williams?
Right.
Because whoever
Or
signs
Jaden if
second
he
is going to be
bounces back.
the one who's the most. And if Jaden Daniels bounces back and he signs third, he could be the highest.
Right.
Like, that's just the way it works.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that as much as you would like to see a lot of those elements of growth, Alex is right. Better playoff performance certainly is on that list. You get into a point where it's like, well, what are you going to do if you don't pay him?
Right.
So now you're going to go draft another quarterback, and you're going to go back into the well. And
I would only
got
have
it.
pause if he shows significant slippage.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, oh, was that maybe a little bit of a flash in the pan, and that's not really what he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I would sit there and say, maybe I need to see a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for, has he totally embraced being the leader of the team? Has he embraced that, and is he doing it? And he's consistently the reason why we're in the games. And I think that was the case last year. And to Paul's point, as long as that remains the case, that he's the reason why we have a chance to win every
we're not winning
game.
despite him. We're winning because of him a lot of times.
Well, I mean, I've seen enough of his deep ball accuracy, and I agree with your point, Paul. It's going to be hard to reproduce what he did last year, but from the minute go in training camp as a rookie, you could see that he's got the willingness to push the ball down the field, and he's got that accuracy. I think what I'm preparing myself for this season is for statistically him to have a little bit of a drop-off, but us debating he's not as good statistically, but is he better because
More
he's
effective.
going against better defenses, and it was brutal in this one game, but man, at the end he pulled those kind of things of how do we parse out not statistically matching up to what he did last year, but still feeling like he's a good player and he's making strides.
And Nate, I think that you have a chance for your sort of anecdotal observation of the league. I think that's probably accurate. I think we saw a little bit of that last year. And I know, the Patriots and the Broncos had very gaudy records, but I don't necessarily think they were the juggernaut type teams. I certainly don't think Seattle was, even though they were ultimately the best team in football. I think there is a much bigger middle than top and bottom.
That's what the league wants.
I know.
And
Well, that's
I
the
think
that's
I think he's probably right about that. I think you'll see
it's
that
such
continue.
a great example of why the strength of schedule stuff is stupid because the Patriots were 14-3 last year. Were they a real 14-3 team? Now all these teams playing them this year are getting credit for playing one of the best teams in the league, and so it's they were a very good team last year, but I think all those you get so caught up in the strength of schedule stuff that it is going to kind of regress.
Might do so. Patriots weren't that good a team last year.
We're working on the strength of schedule thing. We're
that's how I read it.
We're making small inroads on getting rid of using last year's records for strength of schedule the following year. I feel like the nerds were breaking down that wall.
We could do a better
Fighting
job,
the
I
good
feel like,
fight.
just basically DVOA, that kind of stuff. Where
There's
it's real
so many
time.
great ways. Even Vegas win totals. For what Vegas thinks each team's going to be in 2026. At least you're forecasting what this version of these teams are going to be. It's not always accurate, but at least it's like okay, this team has a different coach. This team has a different quarterback. This team has flipped 50% of their roster. And we're at least basing it off of the Patriots this year and these teams this year.
I think very few teams go into a new season thinking we didn't get a little better. If not a lot.
If you didn't, what are
there's
you
some
doing?
that, obviously, but most teams feel we've improved on paper.
Well, again, like the point I made on a previous show was just that the teams that should feel they got the most better were the teams that sucked because they had the most to do. If you're a great team and you're continually building for the future and you're saying, we're drafting guys that might not contribute this year, but we have that luxury right now and we're going to maintain the level of dominance, I don't think you need to come out of the offseason if you're one of the best teams in the league and feel like we got way better. I mean, you definitely want to feel like you're going to improve, but I always have felt that people just dismiss anybody on the team improving. Like that is not a factor at all.
I think that's the number one factor, to be honest with you.
Right, and that's just so underrated to me.
The draft and develop
the
part of it.
strides that guys make. So much of the offseason is judged, what did you do in free agency? Well, we know, when you suck, you have to go to free agency. You have to make moves that make your fan base feel like we got way better.
Well, I was listening to Taylor Kyles, and he was saying how he thinks Kyle Williams is going to take a big leap.
He's up to 190. I don't know if you know about that.
190.
Yeah, put on some muscle this offseason.
Taylor did? I thought he was heavier than that.
No,
he's got the
Kyle
frame.
Williams.
Taylor's got the frame to do it.
Taylor's a big dude.
Yeah,
He is a
Taylor
big
is.
dude.
Taylor's
Bad shoulders, though. I was asking Ahmed about this. I'm like, Taylor's huge. Like, what? He's just getting in the gym. He could probably look like playing. And he's like, he's got bad shoulders.
Well, he's holding up CLNS all the time.
Well, along with him, Giardi, Barth, Cadlick.
Cameron's in Watertown. Another Cameron. What's up?
Hey, everyone. How we doing today?
Good.
Doing fine.
Awesome. So two-part question, and this is just something that I've heard pretty consistently over the offseason, but just looking for fits into Josh McDaniels' system as it relates to the offense. And other than, the option routes and the quarterback making a lot of the calls on the line of scrimmage, I feel like we're still kind of searching for it, at least I am, what Josh McDaniels' mentality and culture is as the offense. Second point I do want to make is, are we sure McDaniels is going to be the guy to take Drake May to another level? Obviously, we're going to have the security of an offensive coordinator with us for a little bit, but I'm not sure if he's really going to be the guy to get Drake May that MVP, or even the Super Bowl championship. I'll take it offline. Thanks, guys.
He was
Okay.
He was 3 votes from being the MVP last year with Josh McDaniels as his play caller. So
it's a small
loud
thing
minority
to me.
Yeah,
that astounds me is the amount of hate that Josh still gets. I don't think it's the majority, but calls like that.
I think one of the toughest jobs in the NFL is
Surprising.
being an offensive coordinator because you're judged every play. Every play.
Should have been a run. They tried to pass it. Should have
I
been a
think
run.
he's
I don't
one
know
of
what
the
he
best play callers in the league, and I don't think that's arguable.
I
really.
just look at his track record with the Patriots. Now, you want to go with the Raiders, the Broncos, the offensive coordinator year, and with the Rams. There's a lot of negative stuff you can point to. With the Patriots, with now different quarterbacks, he's been consistently productive.
The fact that
As
how many
the
games did he
Patriots
win with
offensive
Cam
coordinator.
Newton? 9?
7.
7? Amazing.
10 Newtons with Mac Jones.
Amazing. All right.
Yeah.
I think our callers were really good today.
Yeah,
I think
The show's only half over. We got
They
a lot
filled
more.
up the
but
lines early.
We're going to take a break now, but I think so far the callers have been excellent. So good. There you go. All right, and I see a lot of really cool emails, so we're going to get to those right after this.
Come welcome our newest restaurant additions at Patriot Place. Estella brings a celebration of flavors with a modern fusion menu, exciting cocktails, and brunch available daily beginning at 11 a.m. Enjoy freshly brewed coffee and Mediterranean-inspired breakfast and lunch from Angel's Cafe. Craving the classics? Chick-fil-A makes it easy to grab your favorite with mobile through, carry-out, and dine-in options. Download the Patriot Place Advantage app for special offers and to earn rewards every time you visit. Patriot Place. Shop, dine, enjoy.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
What was it like to go to Six Flags and do that video?
Guys. So basically, I haven't rode a roller coaster in a very long time. So I'll probably say like 15, 14 years, and I love my feet being on the ground, and I like being in control. So that situation, it was a great experience. You know, a lot of laughter that came into it, but I'm gonna be honest, like I was serious on those rides, guys. I'm not a fan, but I'm glad it came out like that, and the media team put in a lot of, hard work and hours into it. So I loved the situation of all of it for sure.
Who's the funniest on? Oh, sorry.
How'd they convince you to do it then?
Just a tad bit of peer pressure, just a tad bit. So they got me. We started on like a small roller coaster and then kind of went from there. And then I was just like, guys, I'm just not, my heart racing, my adrenaline rushing and everything. And I've been in situations to where my adrenaline rush when I run back there at punt return, but that's a little different, So, but yeah, that's how they got me.
I'm curious, who was the funniest on the roller coaster, like when you were riding? Like who was just so out there? Whatever.
I think it was me and Craig. I mean, of course, I gotta say myself, guys. Me and Craig. I would say the people that weren't, that kept a straight face, as you guys seen, Travion. Like I said, that's a problem. People get on roller coasters to make facial expressions, not to sit there and just not making any. So him, and then Gonzo was pretty cool too, as well. I was like, I don't know how you guys being cool, calm, and collective, but that's not my forte at all.
What do you make of the schedule and obviously the first game Wednesday night? In the Super Bowl rematch?
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, it's a new year. I'm happy about the situation of hearing the schedule off the fact that we're getting closer to, what we love to be a part of. But at the end of the day, like we're not looking too far forward, I would say. Of course, Super Bowl rematch, but at the end of the day, controlling what we can control. And it's a lot of things that we got to get installed, training camp that come down to it, build during preseason and everything. But we're excited about week one.
We talked to Hunter and Robert, whatever it was, about a month ago. They still said that wound is fresh. Do you feel sort of the same way? And have you gone back and watched it and this had happened, or if this had happened, you kind of go through it like that?
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, we put in a lot of work. You get all the way to where you wanted to be, and we didn't get the job done. I mean, we understand it, but we know our potential, and we know how far that we can go. So, you have a lot of guys that's back on the team that's been in those situations. So we understand that we don't want that to happen again. And it's a long path. It's week one. After that game, then we'll be on to week two. So not looking too far into the future, but knowing where our feet are.
When you do look at a schedule, for the first time, what do you look for? Is it place you haven't been, certain teams, pockets of difficult games? What do you look at that when you look at that schedule the first time?
Yeah, the first thing, I'm going to be honest, that I look for whenever I look at it is what family members are going to what game. That's the first thing that we kind of look at. Is like, all right, are we at the West Coast? Are we over here? That's the first thing. But other than football-wise, at the end of the day, that's out of our control. We think about, whoever we play is whoever we play. Like I said, man, we go 1 week at a time and then kind of go from there. But we know that we always play our division games, twice those teams. But at the end of the day, we don't look too much into exactly who we're playing.
Marcus, I'm wondering your thoughts on your secondary, especially now with the addition of Kevin Bard and what that does for you.
Yeah, first off, man, KB, he brings in a lot of experience back there. A guy like that, he's seen a lot of different offensive schemes as well. So we've been talking about a lot of stuff, We have guys as part of the defense that's helping him out on certain things. And then also, he knows about different offensive coordinators when it comes down to it and being a part of that conference, in the NFC, so we play that side and everything. So he's been a part of it. So that's very important. So he kind of knows those situations of certain offensive coordinators that like to run different schemes, put certain coverages in a bind. So having that part of our team means a lot.
Do you like the group as a whole now that you're all together and potentially what you could do?
For sure. Man, everyone has a personality, so that's great. And then our DB room, at the end of the day, anyone that's in that room, man, we treat them like family. So we want to make sure that we get to know everyone off the field when it comes down to it. Football is great, but building that bond is so important. So that's something that we always try to strive for.
Marcus, I want to ask you about two coaches real quick. Jeremy Springer first. He got the contract extension this offseason. What has it been like working with him, and what's it like to see him rewarded?
Yeah, it means a lot. Spring came in with a sense of, he's been through different head coaches. As you guys may have seen, that's hard for coaches to end up being part of new systems, and then also head coaches trusting him that he's going to do the right job. So I'm happy for him in that regard. And then also, at the end of the day, what we're doing out there on the field, is a reflection of him. And we've been able to do a lot on the special team side, not only returning, but also on kickoff, causing turnovers, things of that nature. So that means a lot. And then also, when it comes down to it, he's always listening to us as well. Whenever we're out there, hey, Spring, we kind of seen this. All right, we can go ahead and just kind of do this. So it's a big trust thing. And, you guys talk to Schooler, and School's one of those guys, too, that talk to Spring as well. So having that relationship means a lot.
And then Zach Kerr as well, being promoted full-time now to getting that official role as defensive coordinator.
Yeah, first off, man, I commend him for, stepping in shoes that was, big shoes at the time. He's never been in that situation, but at the end of the day, he was always letting us know certain plays, certain schemes, how you guys feel about this. He talked to us on the back end, and also talked to the guys, what type of blitzes, what are they doing right here? What do you guys see out there on the field? And then it's a team effort at the end of the day. I feel like everyone on the coaching staff always asks the players, how do you feel about this? And that means a lot, because at the end of the day, they can see it out there on the field, but they're not us on the field as well. So I feel like it's a team thing.
And now, great moments in history.
To make the trade happen, but they got an all-star.
When is the trade deadline, by the way?
July, end of July.
I just don't know why trading for a
month and a half. It's a month and a half from
now. You don't know how calendars work?
Yeah.
It's less than a month away, the trade deadline.
He said end of July.
Usually
it's the middle of July, but it's also it's the end of June now.
Well, it's the end of June.
It's like the
17th.
The 17th.
That's the middle of June.
So it's less than a month away.
I said a month and a half. Because he said it was the end of July. Do you know math?
So the 31st is a month and a half. Okay. You're right. It's a month and a half away.
It's July 31st.
All right. It's a month and a half.
It's a month and a half. Why do you have to wait till? You're right.
It's a long time.
I said you're right. No, it's not a long time.
It is.
That's another great moment from
All right, welcome back to Patriots Unfiltered. 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the way to email. We've got a lot of emails. I'm going to get to them in a moment. We got Evan, we got Paul, we got Alex, we got Mike, we got Matt in the booth, mixing it up here, talking mostly about Patriots.
Your Red Sox swept, Freddie.
Big.
Here we
3
go.
in a row.
Here we go. The
Turning
pitching.
it around.
Gotta love the pitching.
Gonna win 8 in a row.
Yep.
We actually watched a lot of the game last night. It was a good, Duran, good game.
Yeah.
Hit a home run.
I would trade him today.
Wow.
Coming off a good series, someone might want him. Someone might be deceived.
It's too bad that Chapman's having this type of season and they can never get him the ball at the leads, but he's lights out.
He was great last year.
Yeah.
Lights out.
He's been a little kind of.
Yeah,
I didn't see it last
little
night.
bit shaky.
He's been a little. The
I think
bases loaded the other day. That ball went off his
advanced
foot.
numbers
Going
are actually
into
better
the
than they
Braves.
were last year.
Matt, I've asked nicely for the 2 times that Fred and I argued that I was wrong. I asked you to eliminate those in the recaps.
The 2 times.
That was one of them. I don't want to hear those anymore. I don't like when I'm wrong. I was.
All right, podcast at patriots.com is the email address. What's going on, Alex? Anything good?
For this week, I've been kind of stuck. I got to listen to the end of Tuesday's show, I think, get some inspiration for you guys. Maybe something.
You've
more.
been busy this
something to
week. I
ask
wanted
you.
to ask you about. You've been very busy this week. You were at Drake May on Tuesday, right, at the Children's Hospital.
Went to go visit some kids at Boston Children's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
on Tuesday.
Big Patriots Community Day
With Drake
yesterday.
and Michael.
Yeah.
And then Community Day was yesterday
Yeah.
with the whole team and
whole
all the
team was
coaches.
out
Any
there.
tidbits from Community Day?
Yeah.
The guys were in really fun, good moods, but not really. Like, pretty community, straightforward, you know.
A lot of kids running around, having
Kids
fun.
from Young Woods Elementary School in Providence. They were our adoptive school. Yeah, it was a good event. It was like field day. They were going crazy.
Saw
used to love field
Drake was breaking down how to throw the football, and then one
He
of the
actually
kids
was.
got it, and he got pretty
was
into it.
really attentive with the kids, like breaking down their mechanics and stuff, like obviously on a very basic level to the best he could. But I saw some kids improve, like genuinely.
I mean, that's a big thing. I
Those kids
growing
had
up,
no
I don't,
clue how
I don't
cool
think
that
I ever
was.
had the opportunity to like go to a sports team's place
No.
and interact with their team.
Oh, man.
Like one time, my father took me to a little league thing, and I met Bud Harrelson. I mean, that's the extent of it. you
Was
know?
that in your Mets fandom?
Yeah.
Phase?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it
Met,
must've been
I met
around-
Gil Hodges,
must've
but that
been
was
around
at the hardware
69
store.
when the Mets won the World Series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
ML Carr came to our elementary school when I was a
Nice.
kid, and I was like, "Who's this giant guy?" Like I didn't know him recognition wise, like as a kid, but I mean that was the whole school was
Yeah.
like going out for ML Carr. Like,
ML Carr spoke at our E-Club banquet.
He
Did ever
one
get
year.
Derek Sanderson
And
too? Derek Sanderson go to all the
everybody
schools?
waved the.
You know who me and
napkins.
Evan's generation
towels.
probably got? I didn't ever get any athletes going out to Springfield
far.
area for
Too far.
anything like cool like
I'm not
yesterday.
going all the way out
but
there.
we had Chris Herron, and I'm sure you did
Oh,
too.
oh.
Yes.
Don't do drugs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chris Herron made the rounds.
He's really
He's
good. at-
excellent.
He's really good at
That
He
was
was
like one
excellent.
of those assemblies that actually was like,
Yeah.
wow, that was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
That was my
Yeah.
Derek Sanderson one, which was the don't do drugs,
Yeah.
high school.
So I went to
Trust me, I know.
I went to
Fred
high
and I are
school
too
with Derek
old.
Sanderson's
We-
son.
we were
so-
Who was your don't do drugs? We were encouraged to do drugs.
Right. That was.
It's called cocaine. It helps you.
It's a nootropic.
Yeah.
I knew him. I went to high school with Derek Sanderson's son, Ryan.
Oh.
So we were in the same grade.
Wow.
So I've actually been to his house and everything.
I don't
It's
think
very
I've ever
cool.
met Derek
No,
Sanderson.
I was so took it. He just was. I mean, it's like Tip. It's just the old athletes that had knee injuries and like they can't really move all that great anymore. But yeah, he's got crazy stories about.
Yeah, we had a couple
70s
like
Bruins.
that where like we would
The ones
have
you can remember.
charity events, at school, and like a athlete from one of the teams would come, and that would be like the big draw. Was like I actually think Teddy Bruschi was at one of them.
The Teddy Bruschi?
Yeah, Brian Scalabrini.
You better come
was,
correct.
Was at
Like
one
Evan
for
says.
sure. Like those, they would always like get one of the local athletes to like be sort of the draw. Like
yeah.
you'd be at the top of the.
And everybody's got a Bobby Orr autograph, right? Like you're just issued that. Is that correct? Like I have like 3 Bobby Orr autographs.
So
When you're born.
I didn't. My
No.
mother-in-law bought me the Bobby Orr book, like his biography,
Yeah.
and he signed it. She
Oh.
went and
Oh,
got
wow.
it signed for
That's
it. So
cool.
that's the
Oh,
only
that's a
reason
nice
why I
gift.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got that for me for Christmas.
Like every house, of course,
10,
Bobby Orr, the
15
goal.
years ago.
Yeah,
It's great.
right.
Signed.
Every finished
do you
basement has
remember-
it.
Yeah.
Do you remember Freddie? Oh, I did have the picture.
Maybe a pano of the stadium too, like the
Oh.
Boston
Yeah,
Garden.
of course.
Do you remember the Star Market home run sweepstakes, like growing up?
Vaguely.
So I went to the Butch Hobson, Jim Rice home run
Yeah.
clinic.
Oh,
It was at like Brandeis.
Yeah.
And
Did you show out?
so, yeah, I was probably like maybe 10 or 11 at the time. And Jim Rice could not have been better. He was fantastic. Butch Hobson was late. Right, showed up like a half hour late.
Smoking a pipe.
It was probably back to the cocaine. He was probably doing lines based on the rest of his career. But yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
That was a good time. But it's funny, like you talk about getting, like Drake May showing a kid how to throw. So like, Jim Rice gets up and he talks for about 5 minutes. Just some fundamentals of hitting and how important it is to pick a bat that's the right size. Not too heavy for you, and all these different things. So then we get up and we all get a chance to take some swings. And they don't have any bats that are like little league size. And they're all little kids. Like like they're all my age.
Yeah.
And we're using like these like 34-inch bats. And
As
he's
tall
like,
as you are.
and you could just see the exasperation on Rice's face. He's like, I just got
Right,
finished
right,
telling him
right.
pick a bat that's got,
real
and
bats.
like everybody's choking up like halfway up the bat to try to get these bats around.
Poor kids. That's funny.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I never had that experience. So I thought that was cool for the kids yesterday.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It was, and it's cool that they got to come here because usually it's the guys going to their schools or going to a boys and girls club, but they got to literally go to the brand new facility.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably Patriots players maybe that haven't been at camp yet that haven't touched that field yet, right? But
like
these
Booty.
little kids have.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Had to go there. We're just talking about some.
He just can't help himself, but he doesn't think they were any good last year. And now he's telling you the one thing that's maybe not going
Like
well so far.
Booty.
Like he, you know,
We're talking
Doomsday
about
Dussault.
great community event. Kids had a great time.
Drinking
Was
hot,
Keishon
visiting
Booty there?
hospital.
Sorry, Evan. I'm trying to bring it back to football.
I think we should change his nickname from Deuce to Doom.
Deuce is the media member at Community Day where everyone's like, how great does it feel to be out here with the kids? And Deuce is like, so Booty's not here, huh? Why is it Booty doesn't like the kids?
You know it's a tougher schedule.
What do you
They're not
say
going to
to
be
the
as good as
fans?
we're.
That's fair.
Thanks,
That's
Jonathan.
fair.
All right, we were talking about Buffalo
Hall.
Bill fans and all that stuff. Jeff in Canada writes in, the Bills franchise is largely supported by what's known in Canada as the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. That's a good point.
Okay.
Not the video game.
Oh.
Millions of people and tons of corporate money. They love to cheer for loser franchises like the Leafs. Otherwise, Fred is right. Buffalo alone can't support an NFL team with 70,000 seats. I think it will stay rowdy, though. Look at Seattle, all tech money, still crazy. Good point. Good point.
So
Those tech bros get loud.
do the Sabres play? The Sabres play the Canadian national anthem?
Yeah, so the
But do
Sabres.
the Bills?
No, but the Sabres play the Canadian national anthem because they claim that people come over the border from Toronto to watch Sabres games.
They don't like the Maple
and I
Leafs?
cap like no, like you telling me
No, they
those people
don't.
aren't Leafs fans?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they're
they love the
Sabre-
hockey, though. They
So
can't get
maybe they're
enough of
just
it.
coming just for the hockey, but they're not coming.
They love the game that much.
I think the
love the
Bills
game.
need to do it too. I mean, based on that
I
email,
don't
if you're gonna
know.
get that much
I-
support from the GTA.
Like knowing how crazy Toronto people are for the Leafs. I just can't imagine that you're
Wow.
from Toronto and you're a Sabres fan. That just doesn't.
Maybe it's a dig at Toronto. Maybe they're just trying to.
Well, it's not like the Sabres'
Yeah.
history is much better.
They can't get enough hockey. They love it.
Jeff also says, I agree with Deuce. The Broncos game that late is odd. What if both teams have clinched and we're watching Stidham versus DeVito? Do you ever think with the help of AI, the NFL could figure out a way to make games flexible to a completely different week of the schedule? I put nothing past them.
Oh, help
Yeah,
them.
I wonder that
From
too.
a
If there's
planning-
just some like crazy ass like just they're Tuesday and then they're like
I'm going to play the role of, would you call him Doom?
Yeah, Doom.
Doomsday Deuce.
Tuesday.
I thought when you brought that up about being surprised that the Denver game was so late, you were sort of alluding to, I would have thought they would have had those two teams, which were kind of surprise teams last year.
Yeah.
Are we banking on them being really good again?
Oh.
Or are we going to sort of,
Yeah.
couch it and put it in the middle of the season? So
That's interesting.
that's what I thought you were getting at when
No,
you said that.
I didn't thought about that. I mean, I've gotten used to the last two games usually being divisional games, and I know that's not always the case, but it just felt to me like this is kind of a random, weird one right there. I mean, it may be. I mean, it also could be
I felt the
flexed.
same way,
I
and
don't know.
especially when it's rematches of like big playoff games. I feel like that's usually early in the season.
I would agree. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's
What's Bo
I think-
Nix's injury timeline?
Well, so he had like a cleanup procedure recently that they're obviously claiming was it's just part of the whole
Oh,
thing.
it was a success? Did they put that out?
Well, it wasn't anything to be alarmed about that he needed a
But it was
second cleanup
successful.
procedure. Nothing to worry about. And I'm not like making fun of the Broncos. Like this is
No,
how they
that's what
do it
everybody
with
does.
everybody. Oh, like don't worry, it's not serious. But it sounds like he's going to be fine.
Renew your
but
tickets.
he's not.
Yeah.
He's not fine yet.
So I would just say I agree with you guys. Like the division games usually are the last two. I don't have any sort of. I wouldn't have put that game late because I think they're both going to have clinched with 2 games to go. I don't know what they. I'd be surprised if they've clinched something with 2 games to go.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
But I am. I think that was part of the rationale with the Patriots in Seattle. And I'm allowed to say this. Fred gave me permission. Super Bowl rematch.
Oh yeah.
In week 1.
Yeah.
I think at least in part the mindset was, they both went to the Super Bowl last year. Well, let's make sure we get a bang for this with the Super Bowl rematch, as opposed to if I play in week 10, maybe one or both of the teams is at 500 or worse, and maybe I don't get as much of a buzz out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was at least. I think that Mike Reese had a quote from a guy who kind of indicated that.
Is that right?
In his Sunday notes.
Hans fresh.
Hans.
Yeah.
Get him while the Hans Schroeder.
Yeah. You know it's a. We don't always
gonna
have an
say
opportunity
Zimmer, but I
for,
knew that was
for
wrong.
a
Hans Gruber.
Gruber. That's what I was thinking.
You made an sorry, Fred. You made an interesting point though, Paul. I thought with the Seattle game and in the mail bag last week or the mail letter. What was it?
Newsletter. Mailbag. Mail letter.
But that you've seen teams play flat, raise a banner and
I think it's
play a little
kind of
bit
a funny
flat.
game to play.
Yeah.
The record is what it is. The home team has a great record in that game.
Yeah,
but
that 17 game I remember with Kansas City where
But
they
I
ran
do
all
think
over
this
They won in 19
it's a,
though.
It's a funny emotional game sometimes.
Yeah, they beat Pittsburgh in 19, right? It was Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They thrashed them.
Yeah, but
and then they were getting Antonio Brown too. And we
yeah,
were like,
right. And I was at the Celtics opener in 25 after they hung their banner for 24, and they throttled. I think it was the Knicks. I think they won by like 30.
Yeah.
So I think it could go either way.
Evan doesn't like it when he's given free T-shirts when he goes to a game. Elle in Wisconsin says, I don't always agree with Evan, but in this aspect, he has never been more wrong. Please continue to give us free T-shirts.
Okay, so you're missing the. Let me just be very crystal clear. You're
set that up good.
You're missing. You're missing where the angst is. It's not about the free element of it. It's like this is a
It's the expectation that you're going to wear.
This is like a gimmicky small market thing that we don't need.
He feels like we're above that.
100%.
We're not.
100%. Thank you for your go do your gimmicky T-shirt.
However,
thing.
Anthony also
OKC.
says free T-shirts rock. Evan, why not keep the shirt? It's not about keeping the shirt. He just
Correct.
doesn't want to put
Do
it
you
on.
have them all?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Keeps them.
Yeah, no, it's not about the freeness of the shirt or keeping the shirt. It's about like, like this section's gonna be in blue and that section's gonna be in white and this section's gonna be in red or
So
whatever.
you don't
It's
have
like-
any desire for that, like what
No.
OKC did last night?
No,
keep that
none
for
whatsoever.
places like
Well,
OKC.
You keep that for your small market teams.
Along those lines, and
OKC loves their team though.
Question for you, Paul and
They
Alex.
just got him like 10 years
We were
ago.
in the stands for the Super Bowl. Did you struggle trying to figure out what side of that thing we were supposed to hold up pre-game? Like, I was thinking, like,
the flag
everyone
they
around
give
us
you.
was like, "What side am I holding?" Like, it was so
I
confusing.
thought it said it.
It
no?
was
I don't
yeah.
It was very
I thought
confusing.
I thought there was instructions.
I didn't
there.
like it.
I don't know.
I was like, I don't know what to do.
I think Alex and I had no problems navigating that situation.
We had a lot of margaritas that day.
Yeah,
Paul.
well,
Matt was next to me. We were both like,
Deuce likes to tip him back a little bit.
I don't think
We're holding up upside
I
down
don't
to
think
ruin the whole
Deuce
Super
drank
Bowl.
a fraction of what Maddie drank. Though.
No, one of us had to
I don't
be.
think
One of
all
us
of
had
us
to be
combined
responsible.
drank with Matt. drank.
The difference in that day for
I know.
for Fred and
Oh,
I
yeah,
versus
yeah.
you guys
No,
is very.
Oh no.
I've said many times to Fred, it's 28 years. I'm
was too nervous
thrilled
to
to be
drink
with
that
Fred all
much.
this time. That was the best thing you've ever done for me. That was fantastic.
Jess in Brooklyn writes in about a YouTube observation on the show. Though I typically listen on Spotify, PU is now part of my YouTube algorithm in suggested videos section, and I noticed something funny. The image that accompanies a recorded episode is a still frame of someone from the episode. It's always a picture of Alex if she's on the show. If not, then it's typically Deuce. On Tuesday and other occasional episodes, I'll get served Paul, Fred, and Evan, not so much. I'll get served Paul, Fred, and Evan, not so much. Anyway, well, I mean, look at me. Why would you want to put me on a,
I was going to say we're
on a
leading-
freaking thumbnail?
The left side of the show is much better looking than the right side.
We're just saying like when Alex is on the show, they put Alex. Yeah, we know. Yeah,
Right. We're trying to get people to watch. Anyway.
And none of us are responsible for that.
No.
When the YouTube lords.
But thank you to whoever is.
But thank you.
Anyway, for a football question, A.J. Brown is preferable to
Oh,
Diggs
now you want my
returning.
opinion. All right.
But Diggs won't require a draft pick. What pick level is too expensive for Brown where you'd rather sign Diggs?
I'm not giving up.
I don't think Diggs is coming.
I'm not giving up my first round pick in 2027.
Yeah.
I think
you will in 28.
28. I'm fine with it.
Which is what everybody seems to be reporting.
Really?
I'm not touching the 2027 draft. It's too good of a draft. I'm not giving up the first round pick. 2028, like then you're like stinking like. I can't imagine they're gonna stink 2 years in a row like that. Like if they have a backslide next year, like maybe it's injury plague season, something like that. That's not gonna happen 2 years in a row. You would imagine. So I feel pretty good about them being a good team in 2028. I think the next year's draft is gonna be a historically good draft. and I don't want to touch it.
I'm intrigued.
Dylan in Nashville says, with the new stadium in Nashville, funded by 1.26 billion of about 2 billion in public funding, many of my friends who have season tickets in the old stadium have been priced out. They hiked PSLs and ticket prices significantly, all with the awful on-field product that they are producing. They're turning into a Vegas-like stadium where opponents will have 50+% of the fans at the game.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Because that's a good road trip.
And they have the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
2030.
I'm interested to see how that is going to work because it is a great road city and it's a great trip, but everything kind of happens in the same like 2 or 3 block radius in a city like that. Like it's not a very expansive city.
So?
Well, when you're hosting a Super Bowl, you need the infrastructure to have.
Have you ever been to New Orleans? That's not much bigger.
I would say, but New Orleans has had the Super Bowl time and time again. Like they probably have it kind of down.
It's
to
not
a
like
science.
Nashville doesn't have huge conventions. I mean, they're set up for big conventions.
I wonder if how
There's so much space to build still.
And they're building more.
Yeah.
Broadway is going to be. Good luck even getting around.
Well, that's the thing is
it's
like
going to be a mad.
downtown New Orleans and the French Quarter is definitely sizably different than Broadway.
Have you ever tried to go down Bourbon Street on a Friday night before the Super Bowl? You can't.
New Orleans is
I have, but I was not.
San Francisco was plenty expensive.
Right.
People said it was too
I think
big.
Nashville will be perfect for the Super Bowl.
I don't know enough about Nashville, but I do. My mind's eye tells me it's more similar to New Orleans, and I think New Orleans is absolutely the best venue.
We know Broadway, but there is other parts of the city, it's still kind of walking distance, but maybe like a half mile away where there's still restaurants and stores and stuff. So it's a little bigger than you think because we only see that part of it.
Okay, I'll take your word for
New
it.
Orleans is like walkable for everything.
The couple of times that we've been down there is an awesome time. Like I would highly recommend. But also, like, it's busy even on a regular Friday or Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone now the Super Bowl is here.
It's going to put a damper on the bachelor party weekend, bachelorette party. Weekend,
Bachelorettes. Oh, my God, all over the
place.
Imagine you happen to plan a bachelorette not even knowing, like, it's Super Bowl week and you just end
I could
up
see
down
that
there.
happening.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I was just, in LA, the Olympics are coming. I don't know how they're doing the Olympics there. That city is already crammed to the gills with cars and people, and you're gonna have the whole Olympics descend upon there. It's gonna be a nightmare.
Yep. Jordan writes in.
Jordan.
Subject line: How is Buffalo better? Exclamation question! Exclamation! Blah blah blah. We've been discussing Buffalo this year compared to last year.
People have said Buffalo's worse, not better.
I do not know how anyone could look at Buffalo and not see regression this year. McDermott got the absolute most from a defense that did not have a lot of talent. How does Joe Brady improve the team by moving from OC to head coach? In my opinion, his skills are diluted by having him over both sides of the ball. I foresee regression from Buffalo. Josh Allen covers a lot of glaring holes in that roster, but I think they're asking way too much.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate. I don't know how it's going to work out because these are all unknown things. But, like, how did Ben Johnson do as the offensive coordinator turned head coach of the Bears?
Pretty good.
Was he better than the guy that he replaced?
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. So what if Joe Brady is better than the guy he's replacing?
Right.
And Jim Leonard is better than Sean McDermott at running a defense.
And again,
just a
I'm playing
possibility.
devil's advocate. Yeah. I have no idea. These guys Joe Brady's never been a head coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Neither was Ben Johnson. He was arguably the best coach in football last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you could certainly put him in the top 5 for coach of the year, right? What if Joe Brady's better than Sean McDermott? Like, you can't just assume he's worse.
Yeah. I'm trying to divide my wishful thinking between like what my eyes see and like I see what everybody kind of sees, and it's the same thing with Mahomes. We talk about Brady fell off without Gronk, without Edelman. You could see that offense was falling apart, and are they doing enough? Are they putting enough around those guys to make it easy? And one thing I would say
all unknowns to me
to Ben Johnson is that he was such the wonder kid of offense and incorporating everybody and had a personality. Like I don't know if that's Joe Brady or not. And again, like I don't know what it's going to be. But to me, it sounded like he was the guy that was the Josh Allen whisperer, and that kind of got him the job. Was he like this great offensive coordinator that, you feel like, oh, he's going to take the offense in new directions? To me, the sign points to it's them and Josh. Keep making the magic happen. Like, keep doing it. I think it's just they're putting a lot on their quarterbacks, I think.
Yeah. There's no doubt that I think the roster around Josh Allen is not as good as it has been in the past.
No, but I thought that last year.
Yeah, and I thought they were a worse team last year.
No, and I would agree. And I think that on paper, they're better than they were last year in that regard. Now, that doesn't matter because paper doesn't win games.
Yeah.
Like it only matters how they play.
Yeah, I mean, besides DJ Moore, I don't know what else they did that really moves the needle. But I hear what people are saying in terms of if you look at the totality of it.
I think people are listening to veteran names that are no longer on the team, and they're thinking they're worse. And I think it's very similar to what Vrabel did here. He got rid of guys that he knew weren't going to be better than they had been. Matt Milano, as an example, who was a terrific player for them for a lot of years. He's not getting better.
Yeah.
They let him go. And I think that Evan's point about Jim Leonard is a valid one. Like, I don't know how he's going to be running that defense. Maybe he's better. Maybe the guys that they replaced all those veterans with, like the Patriots did last year with Carlton Davis and Harold Landry and Caleb Von Chason, are better than the guys they're replacing. That's how the Patriots got better.
Right.
They replaced a bunch of veterans with guys who played better than those veterans had played.
Right.
Like Robert Spillane's better than Jawan Bentley.
Right.
I don't know what the Bills like. I don't know enough about the ins and outs of Jim Leonard to know what his scheme is going to be. But maybe they're more suited to Jim Leonard than Sean McDermott.
Well, they're changing their entire system. Like they were an even front 4-down defense, nickel defense a lot of the time. Now they're going to be a 3-4. So they're changing their entire structure of their defense, and maybe they're better suited for that.
I mean, maybe they can stop the run.
Yeah, maybe they can stop the run.
Right? I mean,
but I think ultimately for me, it's just when you have Josh Allen, like I don't think you're going to totally stink. Like people are kind of hoping that the wheels really come off. And it's like, well, what does that even look like when you have a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? Like the wheels coming off for them is like an
12 wins. The wheels came off last year, and they won 12 games.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not anywhere near as talented as they have been, Buffalo. I see the same personnel stuff that the fans are talking about, and they still won 12 games.
And the game that happened here in December, where they were in a hole right out of the gate. You thought the Patriots were about to win the division, and then what happens? Josh Allen starts doing Josh Allen things even with that team, and they still couldn't stop him.
Let's see. Gerald from Grimsby writes in about the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area.
That's big, huh?
I just want to fine-tune what Jeff said. Buffalo, the Bills and the Sabres, are not so much supported by the GTA as they are by Hamilton in the Niagara region, which combined for 1.1 million people. For the Niagara region, Buffalo is actually closer. Hamilton, you don't have to deal with the nightmare of Toronto traffic. Deuce, the Buffalo Bills do play O Canada at their home games.
I've never heard O Canada
I don't
play.
think I have either.
Really?
No, I have never heard.
So then
that.
do we have to discount everything else in his email because he got that wrong?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we missed it, Fred, but we've been at the last 4 or 5.
There is
make a
one
lot of
game that's
sense,
like their Canada game.
Yeah.
So maybe in that game they do.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the game.
I have never heard O Canada and the Patriots Bills game in Buffalo
The
because I
internet
love.
says they do not play O Canada.
Yeah, I love O Canada. So if they played it, I'd clock that in a second.
What?
No.
Great
According to
national
AI,
anthem.
they do not play.
No. A good Rene Rancourt.
Oh, whenever the Bruins play a Canadian
I
team,
got
I'm like,
national
heck
anthem.
yeah.
The Bruins anthem follower or anthem singer recently
yeah.
followed me, and
Todd Angeli?
yeah,
Oh,
and
we
that
love
was one I
Todd.
was like, wow, like this is a cool Instagram follow, you know?
You know, he was
Love
like just
Todd.
a waiter upstairs.
Love
before.
Todd. He
Yeah.
does.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
He's a bartender. I don't know if you know
Imagine
that.
He runs down and he's got to put his tie back on.
He shakes
great.
up some martinis, runs back down.
He's great
there just
though.
in
Like
time. He
I
is
love
good.
him. Like he's a character with personality. Like when they got Rene Rancourt,
Legend.
loved him.
That's big shoes to
It
fill.
was huge, but I think Todd Angeli's been a home.
Cameron writes in
He
about
does
the
weddings.
T-shirts. Tell Boston Celtics to put tissues in the back of Evan's chair at games with the amount of crying he does.
The Celtics should just
Good
put,
one, bro.
They should put T-shirts at every seat but yours now. I'm sending this episode to your ticket rep.
What?
I'm sending this episode to your
Yeah,
ticket rep.
I just I don't need the gimmicks. Like this is the Boston Celtics. We
It's
won
just like
17
sports.
championships.
Oh, we're real sports
Like
fans.
Bill Russell, Larry Bird. Like, do you think that those they came into the old Boston Garden in the '80s for the Celtics playing the Lakers and Bird versus Magic and put your T-shirt on?
Beat
Like
LA
no,
shirt.
like no one was doing that.
It does seem a little bit newfangled, that type of thing. Like,
But it's
New York
sponsored.
Giants,
It's another
Celtics,
thing to
Red, we don't
sell.
do that. We don't do
I
that.
know what Evan's point is.
I do too.
They don't do it at MSG.
We're above that.
There's a reason.
I know. I know.
I
What
do.
he's saying.
I get
But
it.
it's
just was
another
funny. I
thing
hate
to
the free
sell
T-shirt.
sponsorship for.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
a
true. They
company
make-
gets to custom ink, or whoever does it gets to slap their logo on these T-shirts that are going
Vistaprint.
all over.
Yeah,
oh, it's big, right.
I've heard a lot of people like
Excuse me.
sort of a lot of people are like a little jealous of other teams in the NFL where they have things that they do and the whole everybody takes part and they all participate.
the tradition.
And I've heard people say, well, there's no point in doing it here because we just don't do that.
No.
We're,
Our thing here is
the
verbal
more you tell us to do
altercations.
something, the less we're going to do it.
I
You know,
couldn't
it
agree
has
more.
to be completely
Altercations, that's what
organic.
you can count on.
I could not agree more. I think the only thing that's stuck that I actually really like is the fan banner captain at the Bruins playoff games. And they usually bring out alumni of some sort, and that's a really cool ritual that I don't know when that started, but that one actually stuck and like feels organic. Like, no offense, but the bell doesn't feel organic.
The
Like,
organic part to me is the key.
It's getting there.
No, it's
I
not.
agree with you on that.
It's
Like,
not
and it's really, really hard.
The organic thing is also with the banner captain is the jokes on Twitter about like who should like when
Yeah.
Karen Reed like people were like Karen Reed should be the banner captain.
Yeah.
That's funny jokes.
That's
and
funny.
Yeah.
I think the couple that got caught on the camera,
Oh,
Yes.
they should be. They should
Can
be
we
the
talk
bell.
about
They're
that?
all upset.
The banner captain's cool.
Paul, you might know
Mike.
the answer to this. When did Sweet Caroline start? Like,
So
when did that become a
that's
thing? 'Cause
another
that's a
organic
tradition.
thing.
Yeah.
So, funny story. It all comes back to Patriots Unfiltered / PFW in
Yes.
progress.
We told them to do it.
Our original producer, guy named Gary Grodecki, used to work sort of in that field for at Fenway. He did like in stadium
play
entertainment.
the organ.
He played Sweet Caroline one night, and the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
So they kept doing it. Again, it happened organically. Now, ironically, it's become sort of
Wow.
the bane of a lot of people's
right.
There's
existence.
fake stories about that going on.
Well,
though,
it's
'cause
just,
I heard
you know,
something totally different.
Going into the bottom eighth inning, the Red Sox are down 8-1, but the fans are singing "Sweet Caroline." Like,
So I will say that
I know,
is,
that's
that
poor
is
to me.
what the story that I heard from one Gary Grodecki. So maybe
Okay.
He's taking credit for
maybe
it.
he's taking credit for something he doesn't deserve to have credit for. But he never really struck me as that kind of guy.
No.
Yeah,
That
people
didn't- it
on
doesn't
Reddit
bother-
say it's a lady named Amy Toby that did it.
Oh,
Amy Toby.
Amy
That's
Tob-
Amy Toby of, I know her. That's Sharon TV's Amy Toby. What? Really?
So what?
I'm
What's
just saying
this,
that's in the Reddit thread.
What
so.
are you reading? What does it say?
In 1997, Amy Toby, an employee in charge of the ballpark music at Fenway Park, played Sweet Caroline during Boston Red Sox game because, and then I'm not reading the rest.
So Amy Tobia.
I will ask Amy Toby. I talk to her all the time.
Okay.
But that's just
Any
Reddit.
relation to George Tobia?
I don't believe so. Just Toby. Tobey.
I have to agree with Alex. That is just Reddit. So
Yeah. Well, no. Hey, at least
That
I'm sure
doesn't
she'd like
bother
to know
me
that
as much as
somebody's
it bothers
credited.
So I mean,
her
it
with
very
that.
easily
They could have both
be,
been in the.
Okay,
Correct.
this
Yeah.
is the
It
story
very easily
I
could
heard.
be both of those things are true.
Amy Toby is credited on HistoryChannel.com.
Oh.
The story I heard is that it was to honor a woman named Caroline who like worked at Fenway as like the daughter of longtime Fenway Park scoreboard operator. And then like when she was born, they played Sweet Caroline because the baby was named Caroline.
Okay.
Yeah, that
But who
doesn't
knows?
bother me as much
But
as
it
it
would-
bothers other people. A lot of people
It doesn't
hate
bother
it,
me because it's not
but-
for me. And I've always thought that, like, if a bunch of people want to go and get really excited about that, I don't know why that bothers you so much, like Dan Shaughnessy.
Oh, I like it.
Like, what's
I think it's just
what's the big deal?
I think
Yeah,
it just
you know,
matters
those-
how the
those
game
Sweet
is,
Caroline.
how it's going.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like to do it when they're losing like big, like if they're getting blown out at
I get
home,
it.
maybe not the
mean,
time.
What if the vibes
Yeah,
inspire
but if you
a
came for
comeback?
that, you'd be really
Right.
disappointed.
Yeah, that's true. Like Fenway really is it's a destination ballpark, you know?
Right.
Non-Red Sox fans are going
Unfortunately,
there
I
just
know.
to see Fenway.
That's why we
What's
can't get
unfortunate about it?
that
And
we
it's the
can't
thing
get
to
anybody
do for young
actually do
college
anything to
girls.
make the team better because it's a museum and they just get people
Oh,
to
I
come
don't know
to it.
about that.
Oh, that's
I- I-
100%
They make
true.
it hand over fist, and there's no.
No, I know,
drop-off
but
in the
I've
attendance
seen
because
that
of all
place
the
get
out-of-town
loud too
fans.
in certain games.
Yeah, but no, I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
saying
remember
like
that wild card game in 2021?
yeah.
That's the
Thanks.
last time.
6 years ago. They get a gate no matter what because it's
a fun
Fenway
season,
Park
though.
and people want to come see Fenway Park and like we've been to games recently where like the out of town fans are just as many as Red Sox fans are there.
Wait till the summer comes.
It's a
I'd rather have that than empty stadiums that I see on
Not
TV
me.
when the Red
But
Sox
you're missing
travel
the
to
point.
other
Young
But
college
stadiums.
girls, young
I'd rather
college girls have done a really
You'd
great
rather have
job
the
keeping
empty
Fenway
stadium.
You're
packed.
missing the
Okay,
point though, because
well-
because the ownership is still getting their gate.
Thank you, Evan.
So there's no
Preach.
reason to actually put a good team on the field because
no
you're getting your
incentive to
gate.
get better.
Oh, well, if you look
Because
at it
the
that
Dodgers
way,
fans are making sure that John Henry still makes his money.
if you look at it that way, I understand. But
This
you
is
know,
one to, you know,
I like
rib a
seeing
little
full
bit, I think.
ballparks.
Oh yeah, what you like to see Red Sox Yankees, and there's as many Yankees fans at Fenway Park, and they're selling Yankees things.
There's
in
not
the
as many.
pro
There's a
shop.
lot, and there's always been.
There
they
were a ton of Yankees fans for that series that the Yankees swept them.
Yeah, there's always been a lot of Red Sox at Yankee Stadium and a lot of Yankee fans at Fenway. Always.
Not like
Nothing
it is
new.
now.
Nothing
There
new.
was more Yankee fans than Red Sox fans in that series. Dodgers, Cardinals.
Maybe they were just cheering louder because they had more to cheer about.
Cubs.
Well, we would like to have more to
Blue
cheer
Jay-
about
Blue
too.
Jays.
I mean, Aaron Judge, but you know. Yeah.
We would like to have more to cheer about too. That's the point.
Okay.
So we would like to have players like Aaron.
like to have
We'd like to have Aaron Judge also, but we don't
my
because
baseball team used
like
to be
we
good.
just wanted Pete Alonso and we
The only
couldn't
thing
even
that's
get
going to
that.
change it is the bottom line. And the bottom line remains virtually unchanged because the museum is largely full.
That's why I went on strike and didn't renew my
The
ticket.
museum, is this a new thing that they call it?
Greg Breslow, I got your back. Keep working at it. We'll get it right. Just keep working at it.
Got you, Fred. Don't worry.
We'll get it right.
Imagine putting your stock in that guy.
Ford's in Savannah. I have a little game. Choose your top 3 quarterbacks to go into a season with if your life depends on winning it all. And they will be placed on a random team with a random head coach. I would go Patrick Mahomes, because he's done it before, Josh Allen, he's been one of the 2 best quarterbacks in the past 5 years, and Drake May, ascending, let's go. So those are his top 3.
That's a tough one because
So
Allen's
we're just
never
kinda-
done it, so I don't know if I feel great.
So we're just kind of
Stafford?
ranking the best quarterbacks. Is that what we're
Stafford,
doing?
Well, guys that
asking
you know
him.
are going to get it done for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put Mahomes at number 1 anymore.
Really?
Who would you put at number 1?
Josh?
Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford,
Yeah, that's where I would
healthy
go.
Joe Burrow.
Healthy Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Healthy Joe Burrow should get some attention.
I mean,
Yeah, I do too.
It's just
I
been
think
so long for healthy Joe Burrow
a
that it's
couple-
hard to like.
Yeah.
it's been a couple years since Mahomes has been
Yeah.
Yeah,
elite.
but he was just in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like even when he's not elite, he's good enough to get his team to the Super Bowl.
I would.
And
yeah.
he has the freak element.
And I agree with you. He hasn't been elite
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
I would. Even though Josh Allen hasn't gotten there yet, him and Mahomes to me are the ones that you got
Allen,
to put them
Stafford
down.
probably would be my 3, but like Lamar Jackson, again, like Josh Allen, hasn't really been able to get.
Yeah.
If I had to like have everything that weighing on him winning it all, he
He's
hasn't
still-
done it. And he's had
yeah.
more opportunities.
You still pick Brady? I mean,
That would be funny.
Tyler and Ludlow, with PFW in Progress having the title of the world's original podcast, what are the chances we get an original story documentary? Podcasting is huge, and there is definitely a market for an HBO documentary about how Fred and the team were ahead of the game. I could see a Dussault production flashing in the opening credits, video footage of Fred in the early years, and even interviews with longtime listeners, all part of it. RKK, please make it happen.
like a Ken Burns style.
I've said this for a long time. The Fred Kirsch "Do Your Job"
Oh, jeez.
would be awesome, but it couldn't be a normal "Do Your Job." Like
No,
it
it'd
couldn't
have to
be
span
your
years.
simple like couple minutes long. Like I want a
Here's how I go
20-minute
in
piece.
Dogstar and pay the invoices.
No.
No, we need like.
I
we
want
need
you talking with Jonathan Kraft being like, hey, we should have a website for the
Oh,
team. That's the
right.
stuff I want.
Right.
What were the
We don't have that video. There's
No.
nothing
We could
exists.
Yeah, but we
though,
can
we would
talk
get it.
about it and we can
We
do
get Harrison
dramatic
Ford to play
reenactment.
you.
So
Yeah,
who
what
would-
about a dramatic
Dramatization.
Who's going to play Fred?
Yeah.
Who
in
would
it?
play young Fred?
Harrison Ford.
in
I thought.
the FX
Who would
series?
you want to play you?
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my God, no, Chalamet.
Shallow.
Why, is that what you looked like back in the day?
Who plays me?
Who plays you? Here's our
Antonio
newsletter.
Banderas.
Here's our newsletter content right
Antonio
here.
Banderas.
This is going to be our newsletter content.
I need a Fred tree, where
Who
it's like
plays
Fred at the
everyone
top
in
and
the
then
Fred
it's a graphic
Kirsch
and you see like
biopic.
all that popping off.
Young Fred could be
Jason Alexander
Chalamet.
plays Brian Morey, just ranting about something.
I want
for no
Jessica
reason.
Alba to
With
play me.
contacts in with those,
Or
those
Eva
piercing
Mendes.
eyes
Yeah,
that Brian
okay.
has.
James Pettigrew, the most
No ego
interesting.
there.
The most.
We're shooting for the stars.
I want Jessica Alba.
Eva Mendes. So hot. What?
I couldn't think of an average-looking woman in Hollywood. I'm sorry.
Average, oh, stop.
Just name like 2 of the top 10.
They're my top 10, so yeah.
Rick Schroeder's probably available to do me. So
The
you know,
Ricker?
Rick Schroeder.
I feel like, you know, like I'd have to be a pretty nerdy person. Yeah, I don't know. Can't think of one.
Urkel.
Jonah. What about a Jonah Hill? Like, you know, I mean,
I didn't know if I was funny.
He's on Ozempic
I didn't know
now,
if I
too.
was
He's
funny enough to be
slimmed down.
weird
now, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't have the comedic
could do
timing
it,
of a
though.
Jonah Hill.
Fred's not playing.
Well, he
wants
did-
to move on.
I'm thinking more of him in Moneyball, though. You know, I'm thinking
well, that's
Moneyball.
what- no, I was
That's,
just
you know
about
what I
to
mean?
say
That's
that.
like, you know, the
played-
analytic guy.
He played DiPodesta in Moneyball, so.
Yeah.
No, you know who's the guy that starred in the movie about Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who played Zuck.
That's good.
Also
He would
Jewish.
get angry Evan
Yeah.
good. He would be like, you know,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Spiteful Evan.
Jesse
Like,
Eisenberg,
imagine they go and they give me a T-shirt.
It's all he was good in that movie.
our T-shirts on, everybody.
Yeah, it was. That was a great movie.
And he's dead now. It's too bad. But who played Lenny Briscoe? That would be Paul.
Jerry Orbach.
Jerry Orbach.
Oh.
That's Paul.
We can do Dead or Alive.
Dead or Canadian?
Dirty
Why,
Dancing dad, right? Jerry Orbach and
Yeah, he was in.
yeah, Dirty Dancing.
Yeah,
His
he's the
father.
father.
Oh,
Right?
he's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
father.
Nobody puts baby in a
For
corner.
your father.
I can see you
But
delivering
he's
that
dead,
line
so
for
we can't use him.
So is Patrick Swayze.
We can use AI, Jerry Orbach.
Now, what makes you think? Like, I'm not offended by that, but what?
It just
like,
kind of you get the same kind of
It's good
body
character.
language.
It's a good character.
I thought you were going to say Marlon Brando or something like that.
Well, I was thinking of somebody
Not
like
offensive
really
at all.
old.
Al Pacino.
Yeah,
He's got Timothy Chalamet.
James
Michael
Caan,
Caine.
maybe.
Michael
Timothy
Caine.
Chalamet plays young Fred.
What the what?
I don't know why. Let's see. James Pettigrew says,
Rob
"Remember
Lowe?
Stevie
Can Rob
H
Lowe
and
play
Mikey
me?
and Mikey Vandalism's premium MP3s? Remember those?
Mikey Vandalism.
Perhaps we can throw back to those days. I remember when Fred first asked for them. We were breaking new ground at the time. We were like the Star Trek of podcasts. He's talking about MP3s. Remember that?
Yeah.
I pirated many of them.
iPods are coming back.
Oh yeah, the
Just a
spin
little
wheel.
music
I
thing.
still have one.
Yeah.
I have one.
I
too.
would kill for mine to not be broken.
Oh, I
No Socks still has one.
I'll
still
give
got
you
two.
mine.
I still got two
Really?
nanos.
I never use it.
I had like
You have
8,000.
to charge it up. though.
fairness, no socks
8,000.
probably doesn't work.
You're gonna need one of
Do
those
you still
chargers
have,
from
like the ancient?
it's like this
Oh yeah, I
long.
still have
Find some hotel that still has the old iHomes. Remember how every hotel
I
had an
just stayed in
iHome, but
one
they'd
last
have to
year.
get
I
new ones
couldn't
every
believe
time
it.
the new iPod
Yeah.
was
I
released.
thought
'cause
those
the
were
port,
crap at the time.
Scam.
Yeah.
They were a scam. And you had to, you had to
Mark-
buy a new one every
I think
time
I
the new
saw
iPod
one
came
that was
out.
like it looked like your iPhone's like your headphones case, but it actually could play. Maybe it's Apple Music, but it was, you know what I mean? It was all just
tiny
incorporated
nano?
into the it was incorporated into the. I don't know if I saw something from the future.
Well, remember when Microsoft tried to come out with a competitor
Yeah.
to the iPod?
all
Zoom.
those MP3. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Zoom. None of them worked.
Yeah.
So now it's
good,
all just
good
on your
stuff.
phone.
Good
My
stuff.
purple iPod Nano. I had
still got
so
two Nanos
many
in my
songs
car.
on that thing.
I had a silver iPod original, like the block one.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Like original video one.
Yeah.
I had
It was
that one
the third
too.
gen. The third gen video is the one that was super mainstream, and I could not believe it wasn't even on my radar. And it's what I got for Christmas from my mom. And I was like, I didn't know we were balling like this, Mom. Like, this is a great gift.
Yeah, I actually think that's the one I have is
Yeah.
the video one.
I don't have a video one.
Yeah.
Did you run out and get an iPod, like an iPhone, as soon as they came out? Were you
Oh, yeah.
like, yeah, you were
Oh,
like,
yeah, I had
it
the
seemed
first
like
one.
He had the prototype.
you
He had the
seemed like-
beta.
The first
Yeah.
one was cool.
Yeah.
It was made out of plastic, but the back of it was curved.
Really?
Because it was supposed to fit into your hand.
What'd you have before that? Like, were you a BlackBerry guy? Sidekick?
No, I never had a BlackBerry. I had
did from here?
Really?
You didn't have a BlackBerry from
no.
here?
We had Nextels. Remember that?
Oh, but I had for a very short period of time a BlackBerry from
Wasn't
From
there?
here? I never
wasn't
had a
there?
BlackBerry.
My mom had a BlackBerry, and it was Nextel too. It was like a collab, so it had
Oh,
a
really?
walkie-talkie
So it had
on
the-
it, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I never had the Nextel here. I do remember when you guys had those. Those were only for the
Yeah. My first
VP and up.
my first cell phone was a
Executive
little
C-suite
flip
on.
phone. I got it while we were still having camp at Bryant College. I know that, and I ended up giving it to Mike Reese.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a parting gift.
His first cell phone.
I didn't need it anymore, so I just gave it to him.
Yeah. And now you're getting
But
this
yeah,
iPod
we got
from 19.
probably in
Hell
the
yeah.
mid 2000, in the mid aughts, we got a BlackBerry, and
Yeah.
then like literally 6 months later, we got our first iPhone.
Yeah. I
And I
still
don't
miss
know
the
what
BlackBerry.
happened.
I miss the
Me
buttons.
too. Brick Breaker too.
I miss the buttons. I really still do.
Yeah, it was okay. The BlackBerry, I didn't have, and I don't
No, in California, I was married to my BlackBerry.
I'm not a tech guy, but it was fine. It was easy to use.
There were
Sidekick
BlackBerry
3.
users who swore, I'm never going to give this up.
Yeah.
I don't
my
care
boss.
about iPhone.
That was my
and
mom.
It didn't take long.
That was my
No.
mom.
My boss was kicking and screaming down to the end with the BlackBerry, and I would get emails at like 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, like, "Hey, my BlackBerry's not working. Can you fix it real quick?" You know, like that kind of, and I'd have to like go down a rabbit hole of like reinstalling and all that crap.
This is what they make them do in Hollywood.
They do.
And then people wonder why I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
For a
Why do you
living.
think Deuce is perpetually in a good mood now?
Because I'm not having to fix a BlackBerry at 9 o'clock
Your
on a
boss,
Saturday.
your boss emails you at 9 o'clock.
It's great.
It says, "Fix my BlackBerry."
Yeah.
Like, you
No,
fix
right,
your
no,
own
it'd be like
BlackBerry.
9 o'clock on a
They'd be
Saturday.
like, Mikey, we got to go through our Christmas presents. So can you just, come in? And I have to like sit there, and they would be like, wine, gift basket, wine, and then I have to buy everything, and then drive it all around LA and deliver everything. Like it was a nightmare.
Sleazeballs. Do your own work.
Kyle from Maine says he's a fan of Christian in L.A.
Oh.
He says, I really enjoy when Christian in L.A. calls. He's the only caller that can change the current mood of the show instantly.
He's a
and
good
makes,
villain.
And makes you wonder what he's going to say next. Is he mad at Paul? Is he criticizing the Patriots? Or is he just stirring up the pot? I have the biggest grin the whole time.
All of the above.
Doesn't matter what he says, but it's the back of everyone's mind.
So funny.
The whole show, and his name gets brought up every hour, even if he doesn't call in. He's that itch in the middle of your back you just can't reach. Keep up the great calls, Christian.
He didn't call in today. What's going on with you guys?
He didn't.
It was bad, huh?
He called Tuesday, and he had some tone. But yeah, he's a good villain. You need callers like that.
And Vivek writes in, big fan of the show, but I have to point out something that Paul said last week. I do agree with the major point that Paul brought up when arguing with Christian in L.A., and I hate to sound like I'm defending that guy, but Paul's point about December Diggs doesn't really hold up when he had back-to-back 100-yard games in December. I agree that he's probably a descending player and don't think we should bring him back, but had to pedantically pick at Paul a bit, as he's usually right, so the opportunity is not always there.
That's okay. I mean, I think my point was down the stretch when the games get bigger, he tends to disappear.
All right, we got 3 callers on hold. Let's get to them real quick because I have a meeting I have to go to.
Oh.
We'll go to Joe in Pennsylvania. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'll get right to it. And I have a comment about Caleb Lomu, but just a thing for Paul real quick. And Paul, I like when everyone calls up and they ask you those Patriot history questions and like your memory's so good with it. And I know you're a big Seinfeld fan, but then when someone called you up with that, or when it was that Seinfeld trivia about the maestro and the house in Tuscany,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe you couldn't get it.
No, I know. I needed Matt to look up who is the one that actually said it. It was the maestro.
Well, he didn't have money on that show. He has money on the Patriots.
It made me think, though, that instead of people
gonna get me
calling up
fired
with, they should call you up with some Seinfeld trivia during the off season.
Yeah,
Fred's
while
the
I was
guy.
on hold.
Actually, Fred would blow me away in Seinfeld trivia.
We'll take Seinfeld trivia.
I got one for you. I just thought of while I was on hold, right? But what was George's ATM pin?
Oh, what was his ATM pin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I should
I know
know
it.
that.
Matt knows it. Go ahead. You say it. Fred and I.
Bosco.
What?
Bosco.
Bosco. Yep, you got it. Good, Matt. You
Matt,
would be
send
the
yourself
winner.
a t-shirt, Matt.
Thanks, Joe.
Send
Appreciate the
yourself
call.
a t-shirt.
Let's keep them going. Saba's in
Treat
North
yourself.
Carolina. What's up, Saba?
Hey, guys. I tell you, a couple of things. First of all, Alexandra, I think your comp in Hollywood could be Fran Dresser. Not the voice, but she could play you.
Fran Drescher, okay.
You needed
A young Fran
From the
Drescher.
nanny?
Yeah, well, she
played on
checked
Friends.
Spinal
Fabulous.
Tap.
She was Chandler's girlfriend on Friends, and she's the nanny as well, yes.
Yep.
I never watched the nanny.
I love the
I used to have a Palm, loved it,
Wasn't Chandler's
with the little buttons,
girlfriend.
and then I swore I'd never do an iPhone until I went to the AT&T store, and they told me how all those things on your keychain, like from Harris Teeter and Best Buy, and all the little cards, can all be put on one app. I left there with 4.
Wow.
Me, my husband, and 2 kids. So that was a quick turnaround. I love the T-shirts. We went to the Game 6 where Golden State closed out against the Celtics a few years ago against Steph Curry, and everybody had one of them green T-shirts. And now every time I wear that, me and the kids, the husband, we all it brings back memories. So I think it's great when they put T-shirts at an event. It kind of gives you sort of like something in common with everybody that was there that day.
Right.
I think that's a good
Well,
thing
Evan
to
goes
do.
to every
And my
game,
last-
so,
And my last comment is on the Drake May thing, I really like how you guys have had a healthy discussion about whether he's the guy or not. It's not already set in stone. Like I'm a Redskin fan and slowly fading, and they keep talking about how Jaden Daniels is the guy. Finally, we got the quarterback right. Well, we got the quarterback right. Even New England doesn't know they got the quarterback right. Neither does Chicago. You have to give it another year, see what they really are before you start giving this guy $1 billion. And one thing I guarantee you this: I don't think Drake May will ever be the highest paid player or quarterback because that's not his style. He's going to be more Michael Jordan, take a little less for the team, and not like a LeBron James and hog it off.
I don't know about that, Saba. I think those days are over.
I think he's going to take less. It's going to be a lot, but I think he's not going to break the bank just to have
I don't know about that. All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. I think
it's all timing.
Yeah.
You guys said it earlier. It's all timing.
We'll finish up with Dan in Daytona. What's up, Dan?
No, this is Mark in Connecticut.
Mark in Connecticut. It says Dan in Daytona. I don't know.
T-shirt revoked, Matt.
All right, Mark. What's up?
Oh, hi,
Dude,
Mark.
Welcome back. You've been on a hiatus, so welcome back, brother.
Appreciate it.
Oh, hi, Mark. Paul, I know earlier in the show you were talking about the 3 top picks on, who's going to make an impact. Mark my words. Put me on. Eli Reardon. I've been talking to Evan about this. I think he's going to be a chess piece for Josh McDaniels. I think he's going to have a big impact this year. Let's go, Pat.
So before
all right. Thanks, Dan.
Okay.
We got to go.
I'm excited to see him in OTAs. I hope he's out there.
Me too. I like him too. I wrote his draft profile. I'm intrigued by the skill set. I just would. What is the definition of a huge impact this year for him?
Yeah.
What is it?
He's
5 touchdowns.
Some big plays.
So who was the tight end for
promise.
the Raiders that came out?
Brock Bowers?
Yeah, he's going to be that. That would be my definition of a huge impact.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So just the greatest
my
rookie tight end season of all
my
time.
definition of a huge impact is like 75 catches.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
If he catches 20, I'd be really happy with his first year.
Yeah.
20.
That's why I said 5 touchdowns. I felt like that was like,
I hope Fred's
zone.
right.
So
Brock
5
Bowers.
touchdowns. So more touchdowns than he had in his entire college career.
Yeah.
That would be a huge impact.
Seems reasonable.
Unless they're all like 1-yard touchdowns.
All right, I got to go. Newsletter, subscribe to it. It's patriots.com/PU newsletters or newsletters. Either one I think works.
/Alex equal.
Figure it out.
Eva
But
Mendes.
you definitely want to get the newsletter if you're not already getting it. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.